My mic wasn't working. I was trying to tell you guys that I reset the timer. So haha. What can you do now? Oh no, I just took my... I just put the dead one back in it. It's my vile trickery, and I stand to gain from it. Oh, is it completely off now? I don't have any glitter or makeup in my household. My girlfriend doesn't wear any, so we don't even have any. I don't know what to tell you. I cannot put on the glitter and makeup. I can try and get the cat. Might be able to try and do that. I fail. God, I'm making you guys sad. I fail. Sorry if this messes up for a second. Wait, what the heck? Okay, DJ, I can join with the shoulder dragon in a second. Give me just a sec. Sorry, I turned my mic off on you guys, because, there was a person, that I may introduce to casting, so I was kind of explaining some of how casting would go. He's not going to join us this time, but I may try and sneak him in here and there, if I can find some time and everything again. Next week, we should have a co-caster, in some capacity. So that should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to being able to have a co-caster, obviously, because it would be a lot easier to keep my energy up all throughout. It would be, I think, a lot more fun for you guys, to have two people casting this at the same time. But, we got a little ways to go with that. I don't have my cat up here. I didn't follow through with the cat thing either, because you guys didn't say yes to it. You just kept on insisting that I should put makeup on. So, I didn't actually get the cat. But I do have the shoulder dragon. Shoulder dragon's here. Oh, okay. One sec. Let me open it up for you, Surefire. I guess I could have just popped it out without pulling out my own stream. Okay. I have so many balls. So when you pop this open, the bag, and then you click shop, and you have to purchase Pokeballs. Sorry, entirely my fault. We haven't had time to kind of go over this with you yet. Ow. The dragon is very spiky. But yeah, you can get Pokeballs here. So it should pop up on this screen when you first look at it, and right in the middle it should say shop next to your inventory. And if you're not on the inventory, you gotta click bag. There's so many Pokeballs. The best ones for you to buy right now is just gonna be the Pokeballs, until you can, like, save up huge amounts of money like this. Yeah. Wonder Pass, a rare pass. Oh, that's cool. No, DJ, Surefire is literally just starting with this. She doesn't have enough money to put into it yet. So she's got to go with just some Pokeballs, stack up some dough, and then get the Ultra Balls afterwards. Come on, don't try and trick her. Yeah, opening up the, she muted, though. Poke Daily in their Discord is also huge. That's a great point out, DJ. So. Okay, now I gotta swap over to the screen so you guys can see the leaderboard, because holy guacamole was Team Liquid so far ahead of everyone. Toyo, they dropped down into Division 2 and they're doing exactly what we thought. They're up to 90 points in Division 2. We expect that of them. Animaniacs Potentially Dangerous look like they're on their way to go right back up into it. And then Festa da Tequila, that I was having so much difficulty saying yesterday right at the end of this stream, should be fighting for that kind of last contention spot to get into. Meanwhile, Dots, they're not doing great for some reason in Division 2 this week. I mean, that's kind of all I can imagine. Let's look at Division 3. Killing Spree. We've seen them up in Division 1 before. So I'm not surprised that they're kind of topping the third division. Nobody holds. They're in the middle. We've seen them up here. Eros Sonnen, I think, was up here at one point in time. So definitely some teams, even towards the middle or lower half of the third division, that are a little bit lower. We won't see any of these guys in this series because there's only one more week after this, so. Meanwhile, we hop down to the fourth division, and this is... Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dots. Maybe they don't have their full normal roster or something, because I could see that as a potential. Fourth division, some teams here that I think some of us recognize, like I know Prismatic and Mulaz. I've seen them before. I don't think I've really seen the rest of these teams, so it could be interesting to see some of them kind of try and climb their way through. But I really do appreciate the looks of some of this. But Luke 12, dude, oh my god, 19 kills. Out on top. What the heck? He's part of the reason why Team Liquid is just absolutely dominating so far in this one. Oh, you know what? You know what? Another thing that I wanted to start doing is... Oh, what? Before the matches start, I should have casting clips that go up. Pause. Pause. Oh, I haven't muted.
Bizzler, he finds one Bizzler verse. Finds a third. Can he find the last from the side? Bizzler, he finds one Bizzler versus Shroud. 1v1. Shroud peeking around, going for the shot. Bizzler with a sliver to work with takes down Shroud. He finds a third. Can he find...
And that's going to be the clip of the stream. So every Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to show off those clips right at the beginning. Because I think it'd be entertaining. Okay. Yeah, all I can think is maybe they had, like, a fill-in, and it just, like, wasn't meshing the right way or something. Besides that, I can't think of anything. So, that's what I'm gonna go with. But yeah, Monday and Tuesday or Monday and Wednesday, we'll see the casting clip that gets uploaded on my TikTok right before we get into match number 1, which is where we are now. Absolute a beautifulness. As I didn't see any hut drops. I mean, Systematico's Mira, they're a little close together. Obviously we saw the leaderboard. We went over a little bit of it, but I mean, the big talking point right now, I feel like, has got to be Alcadzia and Luminosity in 12th and 13th place with 21 points. What is that about? That makes no sense. So, yeah, I mean, we're talking about dots, but, I mean, even Luminosity and Alcadzia, they both only got 21 points each. So, it's definitely a possibility, and we're not going to see teams just dominate the whole time every time. But it does look like we've started this match with 2 3-man teams, because I didn't see any kills right at the beginning. But yeah, if you guys didn't... You disappeared for a second, DJ, so I don't know if you got to see the full leaderboard. But this is what our leaderboard looks like. Luminosity, Alcadzia, 21 points apiece. Like, what that makes absolutely no sense. Systematicos, they're back up into a decent spot. Really, these four are the only ones that are safe. So Liquid, Nzeke, 55 Mira. Those are our teams that we like to call safe with over 40 points already. But now we're going to have to see what's happening. We have another zone on Miramar that's going up north. What, like, are we just trying to get, like, 4 zones all in the same area, or what for Miramar, for this week? This is ridiculous. Why would they do this to us? Yeah, DJ, it is just wow. That's what I gotta say about it, too. So, realistically, from 5th place down, if they don't get points, they're going down into relegation. So we'll have to see what teams down all the way down in those sections are going to start getting points. What teams aren't. Obviously, 5th and 6th place, they only need like 2 points to make it to our safe spot, our cutoff point. So they shouldn't have too much to worry about. They should be perfectly fine. But a bad start and not just confirming your way through right at the beginning definitely makes it a lot more difficult. No, it's not Team Liquid, it's Luminosity. TL is Team Liquid. You can't do TL. Fairy Tail looks like they're trying to push right over onto Systematicos, and we're going to have an early 4v4 fight. Ribeiro a little bit farther away. Griffith maybe the one running forward first. That nade finds 2 Ackerman, finds the knock onto Learn and Zera. He's going to be pushing forward right away. Conf trying to find the angle. Lawson, though, up above as Anzera gets the flush onto one Griffith. He has a Panzer. He's going to be able to make something happen with it. Molotov going out, but the nade being traded doesn't find the damage that they would want. And now Conf going to crash right onto this Lawson. He has to go down for Fairy Tail to do something, and Conf, he does get the knock onto Lawson. So this is going to start something else. Griffith and Conf try and make something happen. It is gonna be a 3v2 currently, and that's the Panzer to take down Ribeiro, and it's down into a 2v2 again. More nades being prepped. Thrown up and over the hole. Wow, what a nade right onto Learn's position. So we're gonna see Conf and all 3 of them push, and Conf gets the knock onto Learn. Systematico's down hand Zera, and there he goes. Griffith finds those shots. And the first team out is Systematicos. And I lied. We have a zone all the way down to the south. No, DJ, we won't fire you. We're just gonna go like, what the heck? We're gonna just correct you really quick. But yeah. I just want to make sure that we're calling out the right teams. Team Liquid, they had 3 wins and 78 points yesterday, so they're in a much different position than Luminosity. They have pretty much nothing to worry about, and they don't have to really do much at all. I think I gotta get another dragon, so it's like I can have an easier shoulder dragon than this. Because this one's too spiny and pokey. Yeah, now we're just hearing some shots ring out. Luminosity, Team Liquid, they are kind of right next to each other. They could cause each other problems. Ugh. My eyes feel like they're burning, so we're gonna put on the blue light glasses. Ugh. Make sure that I don't burn my eyeballs out staring at screens all day long. Alcadzia, they're up to the northeast. Meanwhile, 55 looks like they might end up running into Empire, but Dream 1 are going to be rotating right next to Yin Yang. Anzi pulling up just short. They eluded Hacienda, we can tell, because they have a beautiful golden Murado. So, Dream 1, they are going to make their way in just fine. Penta, he's got to be a little bit careful, because there's a whole team that's going to be pulling up right behind him. He's on the rooftop. He does spot out a couple. And now he's just going to probably play for information. And hope that he doesn't get spotted out. They probably saw his bike. And it looks like Spectro going to make his way over here, cause some problems, and that's going to turn Fauna the other way. And that's an early kill, an early flush. As Quan, he's making his way all the way up here. The shots, they come out, and Penta finds a second LFP1. He gets stunned as Spectro is looking to make his way forward. The flush comes out, 2 down already. Spectro just gonna chase this as Fakeson goes down on the other side. Spectro coming around, and he does get the hipfire headshot to take down LFP1. Mira, the second team eliminated. Pure RNG, they have been looking fantastic in some of these team fights that we've seen them take. Making sure not to lose players. It's definitely fun and interesting to look forward to. Oh no, we didn't... Neither of us paid enough attention, DJ, to catch the Pokemon. 55, they have lost 2. So, playing this one out early as a 2-man, somehow we were down to just 50 at 9.5 minutes on our Miramar. Crazy. But it looks like 55, they want to crash onto Inzeke team. And these two teams have continuously fought each other over and over and over. But there are first and second place team as down goes 55. Tiny does get the knock onto Andrew. Inflicts a little bit more damage before he dies. But yeah. What is it with those two teams finding each other constantly, but at the same time also staying in second and third place? I just make it make sense. Two teams fighting consistently all the time, and they're still topping the leaderboard, even though they're fighting each other. But now we're gonna see everyone rotating towards the new zone. Team Liquid, they're gonna pick up another coup and get going on their way. Sparking makes it nice and pretty pink. This Purdy just hitting a little bit of air there. Elkadzia, they're gonna be nearby. They're gonna be along the roadside. And Purdy pulling up on the other side of the rock could end up turning into a 1v1 between Roth and him. Roth, I don't know if you can climb that spot. Oh, that one looks climbable. That spot, I think it's possible. So Team Liquid, they are in a 2-1-1 split, set up kind of all around, and it looks like Roth, he's going to go back towards DIY, and it's just going to be a straight up 2-2 split. Then you have Pure RNG. IQ a little separated from the rest of the team. So this may be one of the things that you may not want to see overall when you're rotating is such a wide split, because then they have time to just shoot at each and every car, whereas if you're a little bit closer together, a little bit grouped up, you kind of have to like decide on one car to shoot on. So you might not lose all of your players if you kind of group up and make sure to rotate all together. So, a little bit different of a scenario that can happen depending on how you rotate. Of course, if you pull up on someone and just like absolutely crap on them, then it doesn't really matter. whether you're rotating all as solos or all together anyways. Because if you roll up and you take down 2 or 3 by yourself, then I'd say keep doing you. Fairy Tale, another team that really doing a whole lot worse than I would expect them to. They're down in last place right now. And we saw them, what, 2 weeks ago? Fighting towards the top of the leaderboard, and in the last series, they were doing really, really well. So I feel like it's been an off week for some of our top teams. I don't know if they've been staying up too late at night, or if they're trying out different tactics. I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely a little bit weird as DNL takes down Valley 8. And the Amigos trying to pick up even more smokes going out from Spectro to try and peek up and over the top. He is aware that there could be different angles, and that's a good peek to pay attention to, but now another team is getting involved as Flavin, 4-0, got a couple of shots. On to Spectro. Headshot from Penta, but Kenny followed up with the second. Doesn't look like he finds a second. 12 IG, he was spotted out, and that's another headshot going that way, but Vapeskar returns it onto IQ. And that is 2 knocked onto pure RNG. Spectro gonna make his way up and over the dip. Try and get the res onto Valley 8 as IQ should get res by Penta. Up towards the north, Fairy Tale and Dream 1. Rotating pretty close to each other. Peeks in, Handsy, and Flameskar all going towards Griffith right now. As Ackerman is rotating a little bit farther away. So we're going to see Dream 1 go by. And Ackerman, you may want to hold up for a second. Wait for the rest of your team to get over here. Could go for some shots, and he does onto Flameskar. Doesn't look like any bullet's going to connect. Sarah Elfino rotating right in the middle of Elkadzia. And it's only going to be 1 kill that they're able to pick up, and they're going to have to try and continue their rotate in. Team Liquid up on the rocks. They're going to cause quite a bit of mayhem. So many smokes going out to try and save Andrew, but honestly, those smokes might have been a little bit of a waste. I don't think that's going to be possible. He's going to bleed out here in just a second. Looks like he was at least second knock, and there he goes. Yeah, Sarah Elfino, they go out 13th place in the kill feed, still getting tracked down by Elkadzia. A little bit of help from 4-0. Flavin did end up getting knocked, but should be a really easy res. He's not that far away from zone anyways, and they'll just make their way on into the edge of the zone. And they'll have a spot where they can kind of scout from. It's going to be the low ground. It's going to be a little hard to work with. And they're going to have Elkadzia right next to him. So it's going to be hard to play from, as we saw the spot that Nzeke team had a second ago being overlooked by Team Liquid, shot at by different teams, and it was not comfortable. DIY did spot out one of the members of Team Liquid there. That was Alo on the top of the roof, and here we get ready for the next zone pull, and it is gonna be a Los Leones ending. Everyone was kind of around the edges of it, because if you try and leave Los, that is such a difficult play to try and make, but no, it is gonna go right into Los, so it's gonna most likely be a city ending. Maybe it might still pull down to the south, and you might have a little bit more open area, in which case Yin Yang going to be in a really great spot. Luminosity could be in a great spot, and Team Liquid. Those are the 3 teams that are kind of going to be able to keep everyone from making it into this next zone, as 12IG already going down. DNL goes down to Snakers. Amigos down to a solo. Snakers trying to go for the reload. Swaps to the mini and takes down Vapeskr. Amigos eliminated 4-0. The next team to run the gauntlet. They're just going to pull up shy of this. They spot out Yin Yang on the hillside. They know that Luminosity is in the compounds. Voxic is spotted out in the 5-stack. But their other option really is just straight into Liquid, or they have to make a long rotate around. And that just puts them towards pure RNG. There's not a lot of spots that 4-0 can play from. And Elkadzia, they are going to pull up here, and it's going to be Razav quickly throwing out the util. The nade, it bounces up and in, but doesn't get any knocks. And all 4 members in the same area is going to be difficult. Bale with that nade, able to pick up 2 more nades flying forward, not going into the rooftop from Razav. And now Luminosity, they're going to start taking down another team. 3 members have already fallen. Gats. Here's the player down below. Flavin, the last one left. And out goes Bizzler, and down he goes. 4-0, down in 10th place. And now Elkadzia going to be pushed onto by Razav. Nades being prepped. Roth just trying to survive. He throws another nade, and he does take down Bale. He dropped a nade there. And that's another knock onto Laucha, so he takes down 2 with a couple of knocks before going down. And Empire, they're not going to miss this timing. They're going to try and make their way over and try and cause problems. I think Laucha is in a spot where he can't get rezzed. Oh no, Laucha. Oh, Bale, he's down and out. Martin, you're not going to be able to get Laucha, unfortunately. That kill is going to be going the way of Elkadzia. DJ, I feel like whenever you say something, just the exact opposite thing happens. Because you said Elkadzia made a smart rotate, and then they just died. All stacked up together. Oh, perfect. See, that's... But, yeah. Absolute craziness. As... Martin, he's gonna look over towards Laucha again. He's gonna try every single possibility. We're trying to wait to see if the hand goes down towards him. And they're trying everything. But I think, unfortunately, that's just not a spot you can get knocked. Good to know. DJ, you say you're not jinxing them, but it kind of seems like you're jinxing them. Oh, Shinboy taking a lot of shots there. He does survive until Bizzler hits the headshot. Martin gets the nade onto Poonage, and now the nade's coming out from Team Liquid towards Razav. And from what I've seen, you just shouldn't go into this garage building. It has not turned out good for any of the teams that have gone here. Just absolute pandemonium. Fisher, I honestly try and smoke and get out of there. This is not a safe spot. Abort this position immediately. Machine Gunner, how you doing today? What is going on? Nice, Surefire. Good, good, good. Oh, look, now Empire said something now that Machine Gunner's here. Of course, didn't want to say anything before the shots go out towards Purdy. They don't connect, now they do, and that's a knock onto Purdy. Can he find Alo? No, the headshot comes out, and down goes Razav. Team Liquid looking to continue their dominance from yesterday, Luminosity. They're pulling into more of a central position. They want to make up for the pretty abysmal day they had. Okay. Fair enough, Empire. I forgive you then. Absolutely make sure to watch all the teams. All the games. Yeah, DJ, it does happen. You just started speaking too soon. Is all that happened is Poonage, he hits a good couple of shots onto Alo. Team Liquid, they have stayed up as a 4-man till now, but they're going to have to roll through Empire if they want to make it into the next zone, or they're going to have to rotate around, which is just going to involve them going into Fairy Tale and then Dream 1. So I guess the question is, how do they want to try and take the fight? Flameskir was spotted out by Sparking. The shots coming through, but none connect. Honestly, Empire, I wish I knew, and it looks like Fairy Tale is going to be the way they go. Luke 12, he already picks up 2. Griffith, going to be the last one remaining. And a bad week for Fairy Tale is continuing, but they are going to pick up at least a couple of placement points no matter what today, or at least in this match. Griffith up on top. Oh, Halo, he spotted him out, so now Griffith's going to be in even more of a difficult position. Is he going to try and go for the spray? No, Team Liquid too aware of his position to even let him peek up and over, and now Yin Yang getting a couple of shots over towards him. He's just going to have to jump off this and try and find a spot in the zone that he might be able to just sneak his way into. So, Team Liquid, they decided to go through one team, and now they're going to have to try and go through Dream 1 if they want to get in. Yin Yang, they have a great spot right now because it hard shifted way down to the south. But the question is, with the next shift, if it goes a little bit north, they're going to have to come down off the hillside. Do they have a couple of vehicles in the back that they can still take to at least send it down the hillside easily? They only have 1 kill from this position so far, and this is a position that I definitely think they need more kills out of, as XP went in to the Garage of Death. Why he went there, I don't know. But if he dies because of it, that is from now on going to be called the Garage of Death. Yukuz does get a knock onto Bizzler. Nah, XP, he makes it out of there. We can still call it the Garage of Death if we want, but as Team Liquid, they are making their way forward. They actually found a spot that's going to be between Pure RNG and Dream 1. And Dream 1, they've had a good showing so far, but they've spotted out Griffith as Purdy goes down, and Alo just going to go for the res as Sparking gets the kill onto Griffith. Shinboy out in the middle of the street. I don't know why. He had to have disconnected. That's the only thing that makes sense there. I'm assuming Shinboy disconnected and ended up running out into the middle of the street. Every single player was trained on his position as he was getting flushed. It does look like Yin and Yang. Yin Yang. It's not Yin and Yang. It's just Yin Yang. Do have some vehicles up there that they can send down, and it's gonna have to be right into Luminosity's position. They have a great spot. Snaker's a little bit farther away, is gonna be holding down a different Garage of Death, while the rest of Luminosity holds a little bit farther back. Dream 1 gonna have a great position. They're gonna have to try and handle Team Liquid and maybe even Pure RNG that are gonna come down the hillside. Or not down the hillside, but out across the street from inside of Los Leones. Meanwhile, Yin Yang, they are gonna have to make their move here soon. And it's gonna be into Luminosity. This should be the first move that happens. They have to go the furthest, and they're gonna have the least amount of cover, so they just have to send it. And here they come down towards Snakers, but Gats, he picks up 2 before they can make it anywhere. And the nade from Snakers, the pre-nade takes down the other two, and, okay, Snakers. He's gonna have himself just an absolutely beautiful little nook to play there. He might even be able to vault up to the side of the vehicle as Dream 1, they're going for some nades onto Team Liquid. As Pure and RNG, they're gonna find the angle, get a few shots, get the knock onto Alo. Stuns coming up and over. And Dream 1, do they want to push this? That nade going a little bit too far from Hansy. That one was good. Another in that position would be perfect. But Alo, Purdy gonna be going for the heal. That nade is huge from Penta. Takes down two, almost a third, sparking. And Luke 12 gonna be looking towards them, trying to figure something out. Purdy gonna go down here in just a second if he's not res. Empire is looking to try and capitalize off of the mayhem. Peeks in, did get knocked. Flameskir on the other side, trying to go for the res. Punage, he steps around, goes for the shots, and he takes down Flameskir. Goes for the drop shot immediately, waiting for Hansy to push. The Molotov comes out. Oh, Punage. He's going to try and eke the side of it. He does eke the side of it. Gets the flush onto one. Hansy is there, and Punage finds the shots. Dream 1 eliminated. 4 teams remain. Luminosity, Pure RNG, Team Liquid, and Empire. 4v2, v3v2. As now Team Liquid, they're going to go for their push. They still got 3 players back up on their feet after all of that mayhem. And the stun coming out, they're going to push towards Punage, but he is around the outside on the other side. They know where he's going to be. Alo does get the shots immediately onto him, gets the flush, and the shots right afterwards with the play zone end up taking down XP. And Empire fall in 4th place. Get pooned. Oh gosh. Alo gets the knock onto IQ, so one more on Pure RNG. Penta, the last one left standing, and if he falls, there he goes. Snakers finds the kill, and it's 10 kills aside for Team Liquid and Luminosity. And Luminosity, they've already, if they win this match, they will have almost matched their entire total for yesterday. They will have more than matched it, actually. They got 21 points. They'd have to beat Liquid, which would be another 3 points, so they'd get 24. And that is more than they got the entirety of yesterday. But great shots from Team Liquid are trying to prevent that from happening. The nades coming out. Sparking taking a lot of damage, and I'm not seeing a ton of smokes on the side of Team Liquid, but they're starting to push forward. The stun's gonna be coming out. Snakers gets the knock onto Alo. Voxic be up towards the rooftop. Luke 12. Oh, what is he gonna be able to do? The shot's coming through. Sparking, he finds one, but he goes down to Snakers from the side. Luke 12 finds one, but not the other. And Luminosity able to win match number 7 with 14 kills. But Team Liquid not ready to put down their dominant performance yet, and they're still going to stay well at the top of the leaderboard, I am sure. As the winner chicken dinner goes to Luminosity. But now you guys know what's going to happen. We're going to go to a quick break before we get ready for match number 8. Look at this derpy cat. My cat is literally squishing herself into this corner instead of laying on the inside of this. She can literally lay in here, but no. She decides she's gonna squish herself up against this corner. Like, what? Why does this cat do what she does? I don't. This cat. I tell you what. Right. That's the end of our break. Here we go, getting ready for match number 8. Our last Miramar of the week. We're going to have to see who's going to come out on top. We're going to see who's going to cause more mayhem for everyone else who's not going to cause mayhem. And we're going to go over the leaderboard a little bit. So, Team Liquid, after that match, they are up to 94 points. So they're already almost breaking the 100-point mark. And surely probably will at the end of match number 8. Empire, they've propped themselves up into 3rd place with 50 points. Luminosity, they jump up 8 positions to make it to 45 points total in 5th place currently. And again, 40 points is our cutoff mark, so they're definitely going to be safe. Alcadzia, they're only at 24 points. So now Luminosity has had their big match. Do I still have this muted? I do. Where's my mouse? Oh my god. Pandemonium. So, Alcadzia, 24 points total right now. Luminosity just had their big match. Now it's Alcadzia's time. They have the zone for it. They should get good prio and shouldn't have any problem making their way up the leaderboard with a good match here. And then you have to look at the other teams below 30 points, I'd say right now, is the teams we're really looking at that might be going into relegation. We have 4-0, Sarah Elfino, Rezav, Alcadzia, Yin Yang, and Fairy Tale. So the question is, what of those teams are going to be getting demoted back down into Division 2 going into week number 4? And what teams are going to be promoted? What teams are going to dominate their way to the top? Time will tell. Time will show us what will happen, as we still have plenty of games to go and plenty of action to bear witness to. But yeah, I've come to the conclusion that my cat has like 1 or less brain cells. She's not the smartest. She will, though, do almost anything for a treat. Dude, I need that notification to disappear, because that is not happening anymore, because I just didn't get enough things about it. But I don't know how to clear just a single message. And I wish I knew how to. Oh well. Whatever, it'll disappear as the Pokemon community game continues onwards. I'm gonna try and do it again at a different point. I just don't know when. Just because I didn't get enough responses about it. Haven't been able to get it fully set up and everything. But we very much have a northern zone, and it's all going to be kind of guessing, is it north, is it south? Saturday. We got a few responses, but not enough for me to be comfortable committing fully to it, unfortunately. So we'll try again probably like next year. Once I can get a few more responses and then maybe a little bit more experience on the production side as well, to be able to get it all set up properly. What? I was trying to look to see how to disable that chat message from going out. So I need to go here, I need to go here. I need to go here. And turn it off. There we go. Oh, Punage, he gets the knock onto DIY, and no! No, this is not what Alcadzia needed. They needed a strong start to this. They had prio position, so it was just up to them to do well, and be able to kind of make something happen. Oh, XP immediately getting shots onto Rello, but Alcadzia, they've lost 2 already. And it's just down to Rello and Cowboy. And it's just, like, unfortunate losses here that they didn't want to take. Empire have done beautiful to get the knocks, get the flushes. And if they can try and capitalize on what has been just an unfortunate set of games so far for Empire. Michael was spotted out. Rello should get the flush. There he gets the flush onto Punage. So Empire, they lose 1. They pick up 2. It's not quite the trade that you want. You really want a more 4-for-1 situation. And they could still get it. They have Cowboy and Rello in a very precarious position. Cowboy is over here to support at this point. And teams, they've had to decide whether they want to go north or whether they want to go south. A lot of teams go north. It is where more of the zone is currently at. Michael gonna be going up towards the top of the hillside. If he stops, then Rello is definitely gonna have to play the other side of this rock, so he can't get shot at, and that's what he does. Cowboy gonna be rotating around, maybe trying to get the flank onto Michael. But yeah, Empire, they want to try and secure these points. It's definitely possible. Rello's not in the most comfortable position to get out of here. Shinboy has spotted out where his vehicle is, or maybe he hasn't, but he's at least right next to it, so it's in a difficult spot. Michael getting shot in the back by Team Liquid, but Cowboy, he found the other angle, and that's going to be another player going down for Empire. It's into a 2v2 all of a sudden. And now Rello can try and play this differently. Shinboy, he's right down below Rello. I think Rello's aware of it to some extent. He doesn't know exactly where Shinboy is, but he knows that he's probably on this side of the rock somewhere. And he wants to try and deal with him, but he doesn't know where he is to get the shots onto him, to deal with him. Meanwhile, it looks like 55 and Systematico's running into each other. Systematico's looking to be backing off, but Anzira is just left over here. Psycho just not hitting the shots. There he goes. Finally connects with the headshot onto Anzira. And I really feel like Lawson and Ribeiro might have been able to stick around and get some shots onto 55. Maybe they just thought that the position was too compromised. Anzira, a little slow to react, not able to get out of there. And 55 going to be picking up a couple more teams. And would you believe it? They're going to be rotating right into Nzeke team. This is ridiculous. This has been almost every single match the team that they have ended up rotating into at some point. Over and over and over again. 55. It's like they get 7 or 8 kills in the match, and then they drive straight into Nzeke team. I don't know. I don't know why they decide to do it that way. Oh, Ribeiro, don't get stuck there. 55 is more than happy to try and chase you down. They do get a couple of shots towards you. But Ribeiro makes it out. He's going to rotate further into the center of the zone. Following behind Lawson. And Zeke team going to be the team further ahead. And we did end up going north of the valley. No surprise, a lot more of the playable area was already in that area. So Team Liquid, they're going to be pulling up right on the side. Maybe going to be looking down and over. They see the vehicle, so they're going to know that the team is down here. But it does have a tire popped. Oh, I think Hansy was just spotted out there, and that's going to confirm that a team is in that compound. So Team Liquid kind of just spread out there. Luminosity going to be a little bit farther from them. Oh, Ribeiro almost gets sprays out of the vehicle by Martin. Lawson is going right down below him as Ribeiro somehow still alive and in the kill feed. Team Liquid and Dream 1 really popping off. Oh no, Lawson does... He's gonna drive and finally get taken out of the vehicle. Both of them were taken down so low. But, I mean, you can keep on driving in the vehicle, but it's only gonna do you so much good. There was a shack that they could have stopped at there and tried to make something happen. Meanwhile, Team Liquid, they lost one. They got the res onto Alo now. And they have secured a spot on the edge as Purdy's still trying to get some shots into the side. Voxic sneaking his way forward. Might be able to get a different angle onto Purdy here. Rezev on the other side, but hop over to Yin Yang, who got a kill onto Craze for Sarah Elfino. And Sarah Elfino is just going to continue to rotate further into the zone. Yin Yang going to be right on the edge. Pure RNG, they haven't even made their way into the zone yet. They're taking their time. It's not a bad call. They have all the time in the world for teams to just kill each other, and then they can just kind of scoot in afterwards. You're back in Sad Empire. That's a little understandable. Why are you sad, though, in this specific scenario? I mean, I just get the being sad part sometimes, but I want to know why. Hansy, he has a laser sight on the SKS. What is the build of this SKS? Okay, so he has a 4X suppressor and laser sight on it. I want to know if he has a cheek pad on it or not. Alcadzia, they're both up on the hillside. They're going to be taking an E-pickup out of here. XP still alive and kicking. And it looks like he may be the last member of Empire still alive. As Alcadzia, they were taken down to a 2-man, but they did some damage right back. Cowboy doing a lot of flanking during the entire fight. Was able to pick up a couple of kills. Question is, where are they going to go? All the compounds are pretty much taken at this point, as Fairy Tail going to have themselves a very good spot towards the center of the compound. 55 going to be to their north, and Alcadzia, they're kind of just dropping towards the middle, probably going for the shack. As, yes, indeed, they are. Cowboy, good line of sight there to be able to make it over there and into the shack. Peeks and not able to find any shots, and now they have a shack to hold. 3 kills in this match. We'll have to see if they can get any more, because they need more points than just 3. Now we start to see the kill feed light up a little bit as various teams start their rotate, and other ones just continuing to lay down suppressing fire on them. Mira, they lose 1-2 for nothing, and right down below 4-0 is Amigos. And Amigos are going to be coming up and over the hillside. Flavin, he's stopping. He's going for shots. He takes down 12 IG. He's going to go for the shots onto Lopez. Now he has to go for the reload. He's taken down by Lopez. Vapeskar, he's going to be in the passenger seat as he's driving by, and Zeke team getting shots onto this. Vinny takes Vapeskar down to a single health point. Oh, Flavin, though. He tried to go for some pretty ambitious shots there. Ends up going down. And he does take 1 to the grave with him, but it's not even going to be worth it because the kill gets stolen away. Oh, Faison, he didn't spot out the second body there. He could have picked up 2 kill steals. And in the end, Amigos, they made it into the zone first, and 4-0. Gonna be getting taken down, but it's Vinny from behind to get the knock onto Lopez. Good 4x spray there from the AUG. Mira gets eliminated by the Amigos before Amigos go down to Razav. Crazy situation there as Yakuz gets a knock onto Spectro. And because he's going to have to be a little bit aware of Valiate towards his back, and it looks like he is. He's ready and waiting for it. The question is, when do the shots come out? Penta, I think he just ran into the tractor, and that's going to be a lot of damage onto him. Japa gets the knock. Yakuz does end up going down to Valiate. The nade's going to be coming forward. More to follow. He wants to try and get the flush onto Yakuz, try and cause some problems. Yakuz going to be picked up, carried into the zone. Valiate rotating around the other way. Pure RNG, we've seen some really good team fighting from them. Unfortunately, it looks like they were getting picked off as they were rotating into the zone, which makes it pretty darn difficult. Cyril Finno coming in from the other side, a little bit further north of Yin Yang. The shot's coming through from Japa. Good headshot there on to Brennan. But now it's Infinite Void to get the shots, and he needs 1 more. Doesn't find the final shot that he needs. Infinite Void, he's got to back up now, as Valiate still tried to sneak his way into the zone. And who is that? It's XP across the street. Yin and Yang, they're not in the zone yet. A little bit farther and they will be. They've found a spot. How comfortable is it to play? Not very. But Yin and Yang, they're going to try and continue to play this position as well. XP and the other player on the move at the same time. Gmo gets the knock on to earn 0-4 in Zeke team. Gonna get the flush to go along with it. And in Zeke team, gonna have to figure something out with Gmo on their back. So 4-0, they may have lost a lot of players there, but they end up still alive with at least 1 player remaining. XP going for a long rotate. No, you gotta turn. Oh, the vehicle betraying XP. Oh, the vehicle just not turning the way it needed to, and XP ends up going down to the blue zone. Very unfortunate there for him. As we'll see, a lot of teams, I think we'll slow it down for a second. 33 players alive. There's kind of enough space for everyone. Not entirely. Dream 1 and Team Liquid still sharing that compound that they've been in for so long at this point. And Razav, they're just trying to find a spot where they can call home. Luminosity, they're still alive. Only 1 kill so far. We're not even on to placement points, so good little bit more work they need to do. Martin, good shots onto Bisler. Fisher gonna try and get taken out of the vehicle. The bullets, again, not connecting. Bale is in a very interesting position. In the blue zone, definitely going to have to move. We donut up, and we have a 50-50 zone with the center of it being split by a road. The shot's coming out from Laucha, and he just can't get the shot onto Bizzler. The headshot, though. What an angle. Must have barely skimmed the top. Takes the helmet off. As Cyril Finno gonna have to do some work. Yin and Yang on their back. 4v3 in this fight as Cyril lost one early. Snakers, though, with a good headshot. Onto Yakuz, gonna make him hit the ground for a second. The shot towards Brennan! And they still needed one more to be able to get the knock. Yin Yang, they're gonna fight for this compound, but this compound isn't even gonna be in the zone. Infinite Void has gone further forward. Dazzle, Elkadzia, they do a little bit of damage, but they end up going down. Now Peekson, he's been taken down. Flushed by Voxic. Handsy in the building. The nade goes out. The nade explodes. Doesn't do any damage. And that's a blue zone and a stun to follow. And Handsy gonna be in a difficult position. The pre-fire onto Sparking. And if he didn't have the jammer pack, I think he would have gone down in Zeke team. Also in this area, as Laucha gets a flush onto Vinny, his teammate, and Andrew. So Laucha, only one left. Conf gets the flush onto Fisher, and Selfish just gonna try and bike his way into the smokes. He's gonna have the shack, but Fairy Tale getting some shots over there. 1 point so far. In this match, they definitely need more. So getting shot in the back, Cyril Finno getting some covering fire and also dying to Luminosity. As they're just doing so much. Yakuz, the last one left for Yin Yang. He's going to get the med kit off. Team Liquid, they only have one player left. A lot of solos. We have 8 teams left, but only 16 players. It's like we're playing duos. Psycho gets the finish onto So. Yakuz, 2 first aids to work with, makes it into the final building. He can go right inside. There's no one around. No worry for him, and our zone isn't quite a 50-50 anymore. Luminosity definitely looking to be in one of the best spots possible because there's just a whole bunch of solos, but they will have to fight for the hilltop up against Fairy Tale, and Voxic and Bizzler combined to take down Sparking. Team Liquid down in 6th. So Luminosity, they're going to have to fight Fairy Tale for this side of the zone. Meanwhile, 55 going to have the other side of the zone entirely to themselves. They're not going to have to worry about too much. Luminosity, 8 kills. So they are just... They might be trying to replicate what Team Liquid did yesterday and start the day off with 3 wins and a whole crap ton of kills. And they're doing well so far. Selfish still in the shack, gonna have to make his way forward. Fairy Tale not gonna want to allow that to happen, but Sam Crow gets a knock onto Akim. Shots go out from Conf. They do connect onto the head of Selfish, but don't end up getting a knock. So now the pacing slowing down. Selfish, last one left. Is he just spotted out by Luminosity and they're just not taking the shots, hoping that Selfish ends up pushing? No, there's no way. I thought they saw him for a second, but I guess not. Selfish, he's gonna have to make his move here. Isler, he's waiting for it. Voxic gets a finish onto Yakuz. And we're down to our top 4 teams. Selfish not going to be long for this world. Anytime he peeks out, he's just going to go down. It might be a blue zone ending here for him. Luminosity 55, and then in Zeke team. Oh, Voxic. I feel like if Voxic ends up seeing Sam Crow already across, he should kind of just let the other two members of 55 make it across before he takes shots. If he has an angle on that, just, you know, like, hey, you're safe there, and then just stab him in the back. That, or he just doesn't know that Sam Crow has already made it across. Selfish ends up going down to the blue zone. Now we're going to see Luminosity. They're going to fully try and take control of the hillside. They're going to be in the best spot. Karak gets knocked by Voxic. Now Sam Crow going to be aware of it. And it goes back to 55 side. So Sam Crow, he sent it over to this side of the street, and it ends up backfiring as it goes straight back across. Headshot there from Snakers onto Conf, and it's a 4v3v3. If 55 can get their player back up on his feet, but it's going to be difficult. Psycho doesn't have the easiest run towards him, but he's going to go for it. He makes it to him. He's going to go for the res immediately. And Sam Crow ends up getting taken down by Ackerman. So from the side, Fairy Tale capitalizing on Sam Crow's push across the street earlier on. Now Fairy Tale, they are looking to push up this hillside. Conf so much farther forward. Ackerman, he may be playing as a little bit of an anchor, but really Griffith should be up here with Conf to try and go for the trades. Two anchors in his solo trying to fight off a team. Not always the most convenient. Gats is spotted out, though, and Gats goes down. Was not aware that Conf had already made this run all the way over here. So now we're back into a 3v3v2. 55 still a man down. The Luminosity, they're going to give up the hillside. They're going to go for the edge of the road. But that's where Ackerman, Griffith, and Conf are trying to send it. So it should be a 3v3 fight, and 55 may just be able to capitalize off of this. When one of these teams has to try and cross over the road. That's all they got to do. Let these two teams fight, let them kill each other, and then open season when they cross the road. Oh, so quiet is how it's become. Here we go, Luminosity, Fairy Tale, 55, Ackerman finally going across to the other side of the road. And I feel like 55 definitely wanted Luminosity and Fairy Tale to fight a little bit more, and they just didn't. But with Karak's position, if he can kind of shoot Luminosity off of it, they still might be able to kind of force the two teams to fight. And Karak, he does go for the shots, and now Luminosity going to be aware of the position. And now they should just try and fight Fairy Tale. No, Karak, don't shoot them while they're trying to go up the hillside. You shoot them when they try and, like, push down towards your position. Let them go up the hillside and fight Fairy Tale. No. I think Luminosity, that nade a little bit early could have been beautiful. As Conf, now he's going for the shots from the hillside. Luminosity, they're going to be stuck between the two teams no matter where they go. Honestly, if they just send it all the way through to the exact opposite side of the zone, that might be better And Luminosity, they're coming back up the hillside, and it looks like they may just play the hillside for a second. They're going for the shots onto Fairy Tale. Now that they've crossed the road, the nade's coming out. The nade is good onto Conf, and Snakers finds Griffith as well. So that's 2 down for Fairy Tale. The shots coming through. Psycho and Karak get 2 knocks onto Luminosity. And now Snakers goes down to Psycho, and 55 activate with perfect timing. They know where Ackerman is, and it's a 2v1. They just have to try and go for the trade. Ackerman going to be pushed forward 55. They have control of the center dot. And my goodness, what timing there from 55 to wipe Luminosity after Fairy Tale got brought down to a solo. The shots from Karak and the follow-up from Psycho to get the chicken dinner. 8 kills in the win. And 55 esports with a good match. Absolutely beautiful match there from them. That's how you want to close out a game. And that's exactly what they did. So now we're going to go to a quick break, and we will be right back for match number 9. There, and there we go, and broom bloop. And unmute. There we go. Here we go. Match number 9. What does it hold in store for us? What kind of fun, entertaining shiz are we going to run into? As it looks like Test Track is going to be a ton of fun. Looks like a hot drop going to happen there between 55 and Luminosity. And as much as I want to talk about the hot drop, we'll see how hot it gets. Team Liquid, they didn't make it to 100 points. They're only at 99. Only 99. And we have a Test Track zone. Psycho cannot beat the barrel with a pistol. Confirmed. Tiny, he had a Tommy gun. He was ready to take the fight, and Luminosity, oh boy, were they ready to hop back over and take the fight right back to him. Meanwhile, Sam Crow going to be going up against Snaker's Tommy gun versus M4. And Tommy gun finds some damage. Tommy gun finds the kill. And that's just the way it should be. The Tommy gun in a hot drop is one of the most dominant weapons in the game. That's all there is to it. Don't mess with the Tommy gun. Crack, he finds Voxic. Gets the flush, and Luminosity, they're down 2. So they may be up to 61 points in 4th place now. But a hot drop loss here could see 1st place slipping out of their hands after a couple of great matches. Uzi onto Bizzler as he jumps through the window. And now Gats, the last one left. M16 versus a Tommy gun, and I'm sorry, like I said before, this Tommy gun is going to put in the work and just decimate Gats. Just make the run. Do it, Tiny. Let me tell you, this Tommy gun, it's not going to harm you. It's not going to betray you. You go flying in with that Tommy gun, and you'll be able to take Gats down. Hear my words, even though you can't hear me. Send it. He's not sending it. This is... Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Gats is outside the building. On the other side. And he finds the knock onto Sam Crow, the Uzi, the Tommy gun! And the Tommy gun finds the kill, 55. 4 kills. And 3 players still left alive. And now they're going to have to start looting up very quickly, because teams are going to start coming into this area. Alright, let's talk about the leaderboard a little bit. Obviously, Team Liquid, 99 points. Like I said, they are still in 1st place. 2nd place in Zeke team. 3rd place, taken back by 55 Esports. They're up to 64 points. Luminosity in 4th place with 61 points. Empire dropped 2 positions down in 5th place with 51. And then we have Mira, Amigos, Pure RNG, all above 40 points now, or at 40 points, so they don't have to worry as much going into the later games. We look down through the rest of the lobby. Dream 1, they're the closest to safety at 36 points, but they haven't really been putting together quite as much. They've definitely been more of a day 1 team compared to a day 2 team when we've seen them playing, as now Fairy Tail and Team Liquid are going to lock horns. Purdy spotted out by Ackerman. The nade and shots come through, and there it is. Luke 12 gets a nade of his own onto Conf. So we're into a 3v3. Luke 12 spotted out. Good couple of shots there by Ackerman as he retreats because he sees Alo, who does end up getting the knock onto Ackerman from the side. Akim gets the knock. Oh, Sparking is there, and Akim goes down. Griffith gonna be the last one left alive, and he's a little ways away. He needs to get over here as quickly as possible before Team Liquid starts getting their players res. But unfortunately, I think he was too far away. But who is that? That's Yin Yang. Looking to get involved. Looking to third party the members of Fairy Tale. And Team Liquid, and the shots coming out. Griffith, he almost goes down to Luke 12. And there he goes to Sparking. Yin Yang, now they're going to be here, and they're going to try and get some kills onto Team Liquid while they're still trying to reset. Mira having a little bit of a fight against 4-0. They've lost Flavin and another member. So 4-0, at least down to 2. I don't know if they've lost a third. No, it looks like both Arthur and Cello are in that vehicle that made it away. So then we have Fairy Tale. They've gotten enough to get out of relegation, and the team in last place, as everyone would have predicted, is Alcancia. What? What? That's... I don't even know what to say. 27 points, and currently in last place. I don't know. And it's really placement points that are hurting them. There's teams that have the same or less kills than them, that are above them, simply because they have more placement points. So Alcadia, survive into the endgame. Get a win and you're good, probably. I don't know. We've seen someone get a win and still get relegated down into Division 2. I think all the way back in Series 2. So, it takes a little bit more than just getting a win. But it's 10 points towards the 40-point mark. So it is significant. Razab, they're pulling up on the side of this hill. Gonna be scouting their way into the zone, seeing what might be available, and they see a compound. Looks like they might want to make their way over there. And it is completely open currently. Great scouting there by Bale. And they're going to be able to take that. Laucha going to pull up to a compound a little bit closer to the edge. And we are 2 teams down and 11 players down. 8.5 minutes into this match. I feel like I need a tissue, because I feel like I got a stuffy nose going right now. It's hard to breathe. Ugh. Empire slowly rotating their way through the zone. And I feel like for Empire, it's all about trying to keep 4 players up into the late game. Because they get into the late game sometimes. Not always. And even if they don't get into the late games, they usually pick up a few kills here and there. So they're consistently getting points. But it's the surviving into the late game that they haven't been fully able to secure consistently, or really at all. I feel like I haven't seen them have all 4 up in any of the end games. As, oh, Tiny, he got the knock onto 1, but he takes a couple of headshots there from Lopez and almost ends up going down. Hops back inside the building. As more util is thrown about. 12 IG going for a little bit of a rotate. That looked so good onto Lopez, but must have been on the wrong side of the fence. Ugh. Let's move around a little bit, get more comfortable. Oh, yeah. think this is a good spot. Vapeskar, he's looking. Still wants to fight 55. Karak, he tried to go for a bait. Driving away, but Amigo's not at all concerned about it. And now they're going to drive away again, this time for real. And the Amigos don't even look towards it. Don't even try and push it. So maybe the bait ended up working to make them not want to peek it this time. And 55, they're going to be rotating right next to 4-0, and shots come out, but no damage done to either team. Zello hops in through the window and has some hard cover to work with. Yin Yang now sending their way over. And, oh, that's a rough spot to stop. Don't really want to be outside the fence because he's making his run in. As Zello gets a couple of shots towards him, gets a good couple of hits as well. Yin Yang, they make it into the compound. And we have 3 different teams on this edge of test track. Meanwhile, right next to them, Serafino, Dream 1 also lurking on the racetrack itself. And Zira ends up getting a flush onto 12IG because Systematicos has backtracked Amigos and is trying to rotate into the backside of this compound. But it looks like they're going to back off. They're going to play a compound a little bit farther to the east as the Amigos just hold this compound down. Now the fight popping off between 4-0 and Yin Yang. Kane goes down, the flush coming out, the shot's coming through from Japa, who wasn't able to protect Kane and Yakuz, but does finish off 4-0. And Yin Yang, they're going to be a 2-man now. So they are just, like, completely replacing 4-0's position in the same exact way, as a duo, as a 2-man. But they aren't going to be playing in the same building. So they have a little bit of a split going. Japa has a Mark 14 that he can use to just pepper anyone that gets too close. That's probably my favorite crate weapon, is the Mark 14. Absolutely adore that gun. That's really funny that they have holes in the fence right there, and you're just not actually able to walk through them. There's multiple spots like that in PUBG, but that one was probably one of the funniest that I've seen, because it's just full-on holes in the fence that don't need to be there at all. Because there's other ones all around. Team Liquid, they are coasting down the center of the road. Are they just going to pull up on the roadside? Yes. Yes, they are. And with a 4th car here, it could honestly look like there's just 4 people here, but there's actually only 3. So, Liquid, love this spot. I think you came here earlier than you actually needed to. I think there is so little for teams, as the drive-by Panzer there by Punage doesn't connect, but the shots from the AUG do, and XP on the drive-by ends up getting the knock onto Valiate, and Serafino get involved a little bit, and Empire end up wiping pure RNG with a little bit of help from Serafino. They pick up a few kills and they stay up as a 4-man. That's what they need to do. A couple more fights like that and they are going to be looking very, very good. What's that sound that I just heard in my ears? What? One of these vehicles is gonna blow up. Which one is it? And they get out of the way just in time as the vehicle does blow up. Alo is knocked. And yeah, I really do think that Liquid just came to this position too early. I think this is a next zone situation. I mean, if they can survive this onslaught from Systematicos going into the next zone, then they might actually be good for a little while, as that is one screaming ball of fire. Or one could say one great ball of fire. As Roth goes down to bail. And further up the hillside, Razav. Another point in the bag for them, and I feel like they've actually been doing pretty decent. Yeah, 34 points right now. They need a little bit more to be safe, but they've been putting in the work. They've been getting decent placements. They've been getting kills here and there. And it's been working out for them, so Sam Crow is going to try and push Yin Yang with this Panzer. Trisk in the other building. Japa up above. Empire, they pick up another 2 kills. That's a spray onto Laucha as well. And Empire are making sure that everyone knows that racetracks are a no-fly zone, as they don't let anything pass them. Okadzia, where are they gonna go? Oh, they might go right down into this dip where Liquid already is. No. No, they're driving past. But where? Onto the backside of the Amigos compound. As they pull up, Amigos, they're a 3-man, so it's going to be a 3v3 Alcadzia. They need some kills. They need some placement points here. They only have 1 kill so far. That's a flush onto Bale, so that's a 2nd kill. Now, Serafino fighting up against Empire, and Empire, they had a little bit of a 2-2 split. And unfortunately, one of their 2-mans goes down, as what a shot there from Infinite Void to take down Poonage. Michael going to be the last one left for Empire, and they have 5 kills, but they're not going to have any placement points. We're going to see if Michael can get any more as members from Serafino get up here. Michael gonna pick up the folded shield, and he's just gonna back off, as yes, the nade does end up getting the flush. How does Michael want to play this? It's a 1v4 situation, and it looks like he's gonna go down towards the low side, the exact opposite way that Serafino thought he was gonna go. He backs off a little bit further, and he's gonna survive a little bit longer as Fauna gets taken down by Inzeke team. Great nade there by Fakeson to get the knock onto Earn Zera. Andrew and Selfish, what can they do? Split a little ways. The nade gonna come up and over. Doesn't get the flush on Earn Zera. I honestly thought it would have done some good damage. Andrew might be able to peek up over in a second, and there he is. He gets the knock onto Quan, almost gets Fakeson. But he just misses the final bullet that he would have needed. But the nade, it is there, and it is accurate. And now there is 1 player left for Andrew, and he's going to do the same thing from the other side, but Selfish ready for it, and takes him down. LFP1 and Mira go down in 10th. Empire follow just afterwards in 9th place, 1 outside of the placement points. Alcadzia, they've pushed into the same grouping as the Amigos. And it's a 3v2 in this particular building. And Lopez is in the one right next door. So the question is, who spots out who first? Neither team has to move. They have a good spot in the zone. Team Liquid, they're still alive in their spot. So I was saying if they could survive the onslaught for just a little while longer, Systematicos may not be able to take him down right away, and that is exactly what happened. But it's really the longevity. How much longer is it gonna actually work for? Nades, oh no, coming out from Elkadzia, but DIY ends up missing it, hitting it right off the very edge at the top, and now Rello gonna go forward. He has a Panzer. And they spot out a gas can. They're gonna pop that before making a push. So, that fight's gonna get stalled for a little while longer, and now Dream 1 gonna be rotating around towards the edge of the compound. Serafino on the other side. And Zeke team, they're still up there to the north with the compound. Systematicos on the east with the compound. Trisk ends up getting a knock and a flush onto Infinite Void. So getting some more kills for Yin Yang. Even though he's in the blue zone. And Rello, he gets the knock onto DNL. Vapeskar goes down to DIY. Rello does end up knocking himself as Lopez jumps over. Makes it over here. He gets the knock onto DIY. Gets the flush, and the shots from above from Cowboy don't come out in time. And Cowboy, he does end up finishing him off. Rello has to get rezzed, and Dream 1 gonna take this time to make their way into the compound, and now it's gonna be Cowboy and Rello that have to hold against Dream 1. And Dream 1, they don't have any kills, but they have a placement point so far, and that's another one. As Trisk goes down to Craze. So Dream 1, they've not had a ton of kills, but they have been consistently towards the top of the leaderboard. In the endgame, getting the points when it matters. And that's what kept them in Division 1 last week, is they just played consistent. They got placement points, even if it was only 1 or 2 a match, and they may have only gotten 1 or 2 kills a match. But then they had one really, really great game, and it allowed them to just be able to stay in Division 1. And it's just very similar to what's happening now. Nade goes out from Cowboy. Does it find a knock at all? No, Flameskar goes around and outside. Hansy is up on the stairs. So Dream 1, they avoid the nades. And after they've crashed into this compound, Systematicos are going to take the position that they were at previously. So it's just one after another. One team leaves this position, another one takes it. And then a different team leaves the position, and another one takes it. Rello spotted out on the rooftop by Lawson. The shot's not going to be coming out. He may have spotted out the peek from Lawson and goes like, that's not a good spot to be right now. Elkadzia. This is a much better match from them so far. 5 kills is definitely going to help their position on the leaderboard. We're going to see Ribeiro. He's going to go for the first aid before hopping in the vehicle. Learn. He's going up to the north. Not quite what I was expecting. I was expecting him to kind of go towards the rest of his team, and now that he sees how open it is, he is going to go right over towards the rest of his team. And Zeke and Team Liquid up to the north. Serafino on the west. Meanwhile, we have Elkadzia, Dream 1, and Systematicos all down to the south in a line. And it looks like in Zeke team going to be looking to push up and over this hillside. They spot out Alo. The headshot does land right before Luke 12 gets the shots. So Team Liquid do take a knock. Now Andrew gonna have to figure out somewhere else to go. He's sending it to a bush. He is the bush Wookiee. Oh my god, I just realized when Empire was playing with Wookiee, I could have If I ever saw him in a bush, I could have gone with Bush Wookie. Oh, I'm so disappointed by this possibility that I missed out on. Luke 12 on the edge of the smoke does some damage, but a good Molotov from Sparking brings Andrew down low. He's going to go for the first aid. Exactly, DJ. Now he's going to prep a couple of stuns, throw him forward as Team Liquid try and finish him off, and Luke 12 spots him on the outside of the smoke. Down he goes, and Zeke team down in 6th. And now Team Liquid may try and just take out Serafino, and then they have control of the entire north side of the zone. But Systematicos, they have a little bit of an angle there. Alo does spot Learn. Love to hear the SLR just ring out. It's a beautiful sound every time I hear it, as Systematicos looks like they're going to hop into the vehicles again. I saw one of them pick up a Panzer. So I think it's Panzer time. Question is, where do Systematicos push for their Panzer time? And it's right onto the back of Dream 1. Nade's going to be coming out. Lawson takes a shot from Rello there. And now Nade's coming out towards Learn, and Zira Lawson still farther back on the hillside doing damage to Rello. Ribeiro crashing onto the other side. Lawson gets taken down by Cowboy. The flush does come out for Cowboy. Peekson takes down Learn, and Zira goes down to Peekson, who then falls to Cowboy. Flameskirt gets the flush onto Anzira. Team Liquid looking to finish off Serafino. And now Cowboy, he's actually going to turn his attention over here. Rello steals the kill onto So. And Craze, the last one left. What can Team Liquid do against them? Look at that, DJ. We finally both caught a Pokemon at the same time together for once. How rare it is for that to happen. Ribeiro, the last one left for Systematicos. 4 teams remain. Dream 1, Team Liquid, El Kadzia, and Systematicos. 4v2v2v1. And Dream 1, they're still alive as a 4-man. Ribeiro just absolutely blinded there by the blue zone. He's going to go for the first aid immediately. Oh, second blue zone shows up. He gets the first aid off. Oh, he's still taking damage. He's going to have to go for another one, but blue zone, since he was on the edge of it, not going to do enough damage. Ribeiro survives. Peekson takes another knock, this time from Sparking. The flush going to come out, and Peekson will go down, so no team left with 4 players. 1 more drops for Dream 1, and it's going to turn into a duo ending, besides the solo rat from Systematicos. Who is not really a rat, because everyone knows exactly where he is, I'm pretty sure. But Nade still flying. I didn't realize anyone had any offensive util left. I would really think that the only team with offensive util might have been Team Liquid, but now they're on their rotate, and they make it over here. Flameskirt finally gets the finish onto Ribeiro with the blue zones. And Team Liquid, they made it into the edge of the compound, and they probably have the best spot on the edge. And they have a Panzer that they can work with. Cowboy, he still has another nade that he can throw right afterwards. What a nade there onto Alo, though. Oh, he has a blue zone. Oh, Alo is so dead here. Sparking is laying in the exact same corner that the other player was a second ago. Oh, that blue zone is going to be detrimental. Sparking, you got to try and go for the heal right now. No, the blue zone's going to be enough. Rello finishes off Team Liquid with the blue zone 3v2 Alcadzia. They needed a really good match here, and they are putting one together. Unfortunately, that blue zone bounced very high up. Put some emergency cover down. Give yourself something to work with. Jibs, he has a Panzer in his hand. There we go. Emergency cover. It's going to be thrown now. The center dot on the very edge of this compound. The emergency cover goes out. Cowboy still trying to take some shots from above. Rello already further forward, but Jibs with the Panzer could be the turning point. Hand delivered by the members of Team Liquid. And honestly, more smokes, not fantastic. Oh, the Panzer, I think it was shot way too early there. Unfortunately, Handsy ends up finding a knock onto Cowboy. Gets the flush as well. And Rello trying to make his way over here. Trying to find Handsy. There he is. He finds one. Gets the flush. Alcadzia, 12 points so far. The stun's coming out. Flamesker. Hand in hand with Jibs. Trying to take this fight together. Rello gonna have to move here in a second because of the blue zone. The stun goes forward. He takes one shot to the chest. He picks up the folded shield, but he's down and he's behind the bushes, behind the tree. Puts up the folded shield. Is he gonna get this first aid off in time? Yes, he is, but now he's gonna have to try and go for the shots, but as soon as he moves that folded shield, Jibs hits the headshots, down he goes. Dream 1 win the match, but Alcadzia, 12 kills in a second place, really turns their lobby around. Dream 1, though, 15 points off of that. That's gonna be beautiful for them. We're gonna go to a quick break as we get ready for match number 10. Here we go. Match number 10. And then we have 2 more Erangels to go, and I feel like, I don't know what it is. I feel like today's flying by so far. This is kind of crazy. It is just going, going, going. Meanwhile, we talk about the leaderboard. The top 5 haven't changed at all. Not a single one. Dream 1, they went up 3 positions up to 51 points. So they've done good for themselves. I need to turn this on as Griffith gets run over by Crack and just another squish. And Fairy Tale, they lose one early. That's not what they want because they're back down into last place. 29 points though. And being in last place is kind of crazy. Oh, Ackerman also getting run over. Oh, that's really... Wow, Psycho. Going in there with a vengeance. Hit him probably going like 80, 90. He really wanted to take him down. But Alcadzia, they jump up 8 spots after that last match. They are at 45 points. So if 40 points is our cutoff like it has been every other week, they are now safe. Amigos, they're up to 43 points. Pure RNG at 40 points. All those teams should be safe, along with everyone above them. The teams that aren't safe, Serel Finno, Systematicos, Yin Yang, Razav, 4-0, Fairy Tale. So, we're going to have to see what those teams are made of. Can they clutch it up right at the end, or are they going to end up falling back down to Division 2? Right now, I mean, 29 points being the lowest. It makes it a very, very difficult, very close ending to this. And we may actually see our first time ever it be more than 40 points for the cutoff. But every time we say that, teams go out with like 0 points. And then the cutoff still ends up being 40 points. So I'm sticking with it for right now. 40 points equals safety. Not getting to 40 means you are going to go down. It's the easiest way to look at it. And what a shift we have for our first zone. All 3 islands are on, and I'd say probably the western island has the most in on it, maybe a little bit of the southern island. It's hard to tell. I only saw a brief flash of it. I really only looked at it for a brief flash. Wow. Yeah. So I think Eastern is slightly more likely. Tiny, you gotta make sure that you have that at the right angle. Oh, Conf maybe spotted out over there. 55. They may end up crashing onto Fairy Tale and finishing them off early in this one. The Panzer goes forward, lands well short. I don't think Tiny has had much practice well in the vehicle. With that Akim, he knocks down Crack. And he barely has anything left. Sam Crow gets the jumping shot onto him. Conf in a 1v3 gets a good couple of shots. They're on to Sam Crow, who's going to go for the res. And Conf drops down. He's going to get back up on the edge of the roof. Goes for the shots towards Tiny, but he takes a headshot. He's dead here. Yeah. I heard Sam Crow's footsteps a mile away coming around, and Fairy Tale, they're eliminated in 16th place, and it is not looking great for them. Empire down to the south looks to have an interesting position, but we have Razav, Systematicos right near the bridge. Potential bridge camp opportunity there for them. Really, they're probably just going to try and cause problems more than anything else. Lawson, the last one to rotate over here. Gonna cut his engine and glide right in. Fisher, one closest to the roadside, will have the best shots at any players trying to rotate along that roadside. And I feel like we're not going to see a ton of teams really near the terminal area or over towards the east to start this off. Is there 3 teams down here? Cyril Finno is going in circles around here. Infinite Void going for some shots. He does end up hitting a headshot onto Hansy. I don't really know what's happening. I mean, Empire, they're still up as a 4-man. Cyril is still up as a 4-man, and I'm pretty sure the other team was also up as a 4-man, so is... I don't know. Questions. I got plenty of them. Which the wind outside, that's what I heard earlier. Didn't even catch the Olive. What am I doing? Oh, Learn goes down to Martin. And Zero took a good few shots there from Martin. Ribeiro jumps up and over the vehicle. But he is going to get into a spot where he's going to be able to get the res on to Learn. And now Lopez getting some good shots onto Martin. As Martin hits the deck, he's going to have to pop a smoke. I don't hear any pop tires yet. So he should be able to hop in his vehicle and move to a different spot. Elkadzia did not win the last match. They did pick up 1 kill onto Dream 1, but Dream 1 ended up winning the match as a 2-man. They played well together and were able to take down the last member. But now the pace of play slowed down here for a second. Plenty of teams around. I'm sure at some point we're going to see the action pick right back up, but this is nice. There's plenty of space to always play in Phase 1, especially with the team already killed. So everyone can relax and just find a compound and fight later on. Like, no one is out of this, yeah. I think every single team that is in this lobby still has a chance to stay in Division 1 with the next 3 matches. Is it maybe a little bit more difficult for Fairy Tail and 4-0 compared to the rest of the teams? Maybe, but that's because they're 5 points behind. So, they have a little bit more work to do, but it's only 5 points that they're down compared to the other teams. I mean, from 8th place all the way down to 14th, there's a 10-point difference. So no one's out. Yeah, they still did good, and peeks in, goes down as Brennan with really far off angle from the rest of his team, able to get the knock. Anzi, the last one left, gets the knock onto Craze and gets the flush. He knows that he's not in a great spot to be able to stay alive, to really do a ton more, so he just goes for the knock, he goes for the flush. If he chucked up a smoke in one of the way, he might be able to do more here. I feel like you chuck up a smoke to block off one of the angles, unless he doesn't have one, and then go for the fight. Try and turn it into some 1v1s. Nades go out towards So when it rolls up right next to the dip, but not over there. Okay, now he has... Okay, yeah, see, look, he has smokes going out on each side, and he might be able to just take the fight up against So. Oh, a headshot there from So. He's going to put a hamper on things, and as much as it is a little bit of a 1v1 right now, he's got to take it now. Or he's honestly gone around enough that he might be able to take the fight up against Brennan instead now. He is just army crawling his way forward. He spots out Brennan. Brennan spots out him, and the headshot lands. Dream 1 eliminated. We do go up to the Eastern Island I saw the bottom of it. There is Mira. They pull up, and they're going to third party onto Serafino. Infinite Void goes down. Where is Mira in our standings? They're in 7th place. I feel like they've been right around the middle of the leaderboard, and they've just kind of, like, been chilling there. Is Liquid down to a solo? Has it been Bridge Camp City around here? It certainly looks that way. And Zira sending it across as well, and he's just stopping Shy, throwing a nade into the smoke. Goes a little bit far, does some decent damage to Alo, and Zira just turn. And you'll see that Alo is there to be flushed. And he runs him over. There it goes, sparking. Going up the hillside. He's got to be careful how far, though, because Roth is right there. And the shots towards him. The vehicle about to blow. Sparking jumps out. And he makes it over to the rock. And now he's getting shot at by Amigos. And there is just nowhere safe for him to play. Roth peeks over, takes a shot, and bye-bye Liquid. But they're in first place by 30 points. So I don't think it's too much of a worry. And Zeke team and Mira fighting out in the blue zone. Mira, one fight straight to another. Earn Zira up top, and he actually gets the kill. Earn Zira. We didn't get to see it, but he wipes out all 4 members of Mira. All we get to watch was the last kill. That's kind of crazy, though, seeing the kill feed light up with Earn Zira's name 4 times in a row. Always great to see. But yeah, Alcadzia should not be in a spot of bother anymore, DJ. They should be through at this point. They're at 45 points, and they've gotten at least 1 kill so far in this match. So they have righted the ship after being in last place. Empire, they are out in the blue zone, and I only see 3 of them, so I don't know if XP has gone down or not, as, that screeching sound with Learn missing a tire, not very fun to listen to. He's gonna swap vehicles, hop right in with his teammate, as Ribeiro starts his scout forward. 4-0, they're pulling up in the compound below Alcadzia. Have just a spread along the hillside here. It's going to give them a good spot to look at. Yin Yang, they took an E-pickup across from near the airport area to here. I would imagine they go to Shipyard. You can actually land on the red crane. And that gives you really good high ground. Landing on the crane itself is not the spot you want to go, though. There's some red pillars that you can land on down below, and those are actually the best spots that you can go to. Maybe they're not. I feel like, was there other high ground that you could get onto before over here? Is that, no, that's at the other shipyard, my bad. I was looking at it wrong. The other shipyard, right here, you can get onto that thing. We only got to see it for a second. You can get onto that thing, and that gives you really, really good high ground as Lopez gets a knock onto Trisk. And Yin Yang, they gotta do a little bit of recovery, but they just gotta drop down the other side, but Vapeskar has an angle onto it as Voxic gets the knock onto Brennan. And a flush to follow right afterwards. Brennan goes down, so makes his way out of there. Trevor! Little bit of coach action for Luminosity. And so he's made his way all the way around, but he's still getting shot at by Luminosity. And now he's driving straight into Alcadzia, and Rello hits the headshot. Down he goes. Rello quickly followed up a couple of shots by 4-0 onto him, but he does survive. Empire is so split right now. I don't know what's happening with them. Shinboy is alone here. He got a knock onto Penta. Valley 8 IQ going to be going for the res, and I don't know what the rest of Empire is doing, as Bizzler decides that the best parking spot for his vehicle is on top of another vehicle. I can't say I agree, but it is possible that it might work that way. For nothing, causing some problems for Zera, popping his tires as well in Zeke team. They're a 2-man currently down on the beach side. Amigos, they're trying to consolidate the split that they had going around the members of Yin Yang, who are down to 3 after Trisk got flushed out. And they have a nice little gas station to work with. Systematicos, further down to the south from them, is going to be causing some problems. As they definitely want to try and pop the tires, but they're just going to let them go to the other side of the street. The Lynx there, the all-powerful. As Shinboy gets a knock onto Voxic. Hasn't come through with the flush yet. The nade goes down towards Bizzler. Doesn't find anything. The blue zone is moving, so Voxic going to be in a tough spot. Punage. The last one left, and he spots out Bizzler, and he gets the knock onto Bizzler. Trevor going to start pulling up. He's going to stop and turn his attention, but that's a headshot and a follow-up. Headshot by Punage. Cowboy takes down Snakers. Luminosity down in 10th. Empire 6 kills and a solo left remaining. If he survives for another team going out, then he's going to get a placement point as well, but he's getting shot at by 4-0. Pure RNG on the other side of the hill. Going to be in a difficult spot. They're going to have to still make their rotate forward. They don't really have anything to work with. Okadzia just going to be holding them, not going to allow them to go any further forward because they want to just hold this compound. They want this area all to themselves. They don't want to share it with anyone. Amigos still stuck between Yin Yang and Systematicos, but it actually might be Yin Yang that's stuck between the blue zone and Amigos. Joppa and Yakuz not in a super comfortable position. I'm going to pop a couple of smokes. What a shot there from Kane to knock off the helmet of Vapeskar. We hear it roll off into the water. And now we wait. We wait and we wait to see who falls next. As it looks like pure RNG, they've ended up with more drops and a vehicle. So they have plenty to work with. Penta taking a little bit of damage from the zone to make sure to check all of the drops that he can. Glad that the Pokemon community game is back up and working properly. As Punage taking damage from 4-0. But he's still alive. Oh no, his vehicle. It got spun, but it's still in an okay spot. He can still use it. He's not in the zone is the problem. So he's going to use that smoke, and he's going to try and go to the other side of the hill. But this might end up putting him in the sightlines of Elkadzia. Cowboy not looking in this position, though, so Punich could survive a little while longer. The shots go out towards Kane from Penta. They don't connect with anything. Joppa still survives off of that. The knock really needed to come out. IQ has gone down, and the shots, they do connect onto Kane. And now the flush comes out. Joppa, the nade. Perfect. Valley the last one left, but Joppa gets taken down from behind by Amigos. Yakuz, the last one left on Yin Yang. Now the flush coming through from Valley 8. Make sure he gets his kill. Oh, Yakuz going for the spray, the 2x spray. Preps the nade, throws the nade forward, goes for the spray again. Not able to connect, and it's Valley 8 to hit the shots onto Yakuz. Take him down. Cowboy finished it off Punich. But Punich does get 8th place before going down, so that's a placement point at least. Systematicos and Inzeke team going to be fighting among the hardcover. Good nade from Smirzera to get the knock onto Lawson. Now they're going to start pushing forward 4-0. Have an angle from the hillside down onto the compound. Another nade goes forward, doesn't find anything this time. And we got 6 teams alive in Phase 6. And a good chunk of them have most of their players. There's 2 duos. And the rest are full squads. No, that doesn't make sense. Learn gets the knock on turn 0. The math doesn't math there. That'd be more players than what we have. In Zeke team, they go down to the members, and all of a sudden we're down to 4 teams left. They all have 4 players. Systematicos, 4-0. Elkadzia and Amigos. That was crazy in the kill feed. All of a sudden, all the spare teams gone. All the spares gotten rid of. Oh, Ribeiro up on the rooftop. Goes down. Unfortunately, the rooftop was no longer safe, and that is going to be the first team to lose a member here in the end game. But they do have a Lynx on their side, so they can do some heavy damage still, and a Groza. So they're not hurting for anything. 4-0, they don't have any crate weapons. I wonder if Amigos do. The shots coming through from Flavin. He was just barely able to spot out the heads of the players behind the rock through the trees. As it looks like Amigos and Elkadzia, they're going to start their fight. DIY gets the knock onto Lopez. Now the nade's going to go forward. They're doing damage, not getting any knocks that we can see in the kill feed, as the util from 4-0 onto Systematicos is doing pretty darn well there from Gmo. And that blue zone is doing a lot of damage as Arthur tries to pepper down with the mini. Lawson did spot him out. Gmo still on the side. The spray going through the corner of the smoke doesn't connect with any damage. Arthur does get a shot onto Lawson, and another one there. The vest almost gone. And it's 4-0 in Systematicos with the better zone positioning. These teams just have to finish fighting each other, and 0 goes down to Arthur, the first one to go down. And And we hear the links ringing out. Those shots just getting blistered. He had a Lynx and a P90. So Amigos and Alcadzia still gonna have to try and finish this fight. Meanwhile, Zello, he's secretly sneaking all the way over there on the western side to try and make his way over and get some kills onto Alcadzia, and DIY gets the knock onto DNL. Another opening knock. Can they find more? Rello gets the knock onto 12IG. Lopez gets Roth and the flush. Now Rello is trying to push forward, trying to find the angle. Now he does. Vapeskir, the last one left. DIY has been taken down. And it's all on to Rello. As Arthur gets Cowboy. Oh, Arthur. He may spot out Rello there. He did see him make his way over here. As Vapeskir ends up getting the res onto DNL. Rello just trying to push forward. Finds the shots. No, he isn't able to connect with all the ones he needs, and this is going to turn into a 1v2. The res coming out, and DNL pops off, gets the kill onto Rello. Alcadzia down in 4th. So, 4-0, gave up on the straight-up fight against Systematicos and have gone for more zone control. Learn. He still has that link. Zello gets an opening knock onto Vapeskir in the north. Arthur going to be there for support. Zello has to be careful not to get overzealous. Wait for Amigos to push into the zone. Let them waste their util early, and then just punish them later on. 4-0, 5 kills in a huge game here. Trying to make sure that they stay in Division 1. With 2 matches remaining. IG. Try and peek right on the edge of the smoke, but it's Arthur from the side to find the knock. And now Amigos down to a solo. DNL going for an insta-res. Zello, he was looking to push up and over. Decided that it's not going to be worth it. And Arthur, another angle onto the members of Systematicos. DNL does get the res. So now Zello gonna be creeping his way into zone. If he had a nade there, that would have been huge. Learn. He has to make his way into the zone. Down he goes. Arthur finds DNL. 1 knocked on each side now. Learn quickly gets flushed out. 12IG. He's almost down. 4-0. It's their match to lose. 12IG, you just gotta try and survive over Lawson. As it's a 2v1 in both sides. 12IG, he's pushing down and out. Arthur finds the shots and down he goes. Lawson, he has a Groza, so he can still make something happen, but the shots are coming out and down he goes. And it's 4-0, 9 kills and the chicken dinner. Beautiful there from them. They took control of the zone at the end. They kept control, and they did not let anyone creep in at any point. They're able to just capitalize on their 1v1s, on their 2v2s, to take the win in match number 10. And now we have 2 matches left. We're going to go to a quick break before we get ready for the second to last match of the day, the first Erangel of today. Here we go. Match number 11. Only one more to go after this, which means it's really coming down to the wire for the teams that want to survive and for the teams that are going to get eliminated. And I will say, it does look like we might end up with a higher point total than 40 for the eliminated teams. It will be the first time that that's happened. Usually, we've had some teams end right on 40 and still get eliminated, but never actually gotten above 40 and still get eliminated. Team Liquid, they're still sitting pretty in first place, 114 points. Our top 5, again, not changing going into this match. El Kadzia, with that match, they jump up another spot into 7th place with 55 points. Mira in 6th place with 56. Amigos in 8th with 54. Dream 1, they drop a few positions, but 4-0. The big talking point of the last match. They jump up 5 positions, and they're at 10th place with 49 points. And then you have 11th and 12th, which are usually the teams that are fighting to stay out of relegation, along with the other 4 in the last matches. And they're at 46 and 45 points, which usually has been enough. But it's kind of looking skeptical at this point. And the teams that are currently in the elimination zone is Serel Finno, Rezav, Yin Yang, and Fairy Tale. So the question is, are those teams going to be able to turn up and have a good match? Fairy Tale, they have not been looking great. We need to see something different from them. We need to see something a little poetic. Maybe some tales back to what they were doing before. Because we've seen them towards the top of the leaderboard. We've seen them dominate. But right now, that's not what they're doing. They're sitting here in last place. 29 points. They're still not doing bad. But we definitely expect them to be more of a at least 60-point team. Because most of their finishes have either been towards the top of the leaderboard or in the middle. So we'll have to see if Ackerman and the rest of Fairy Tale can kind of turn that around in these last matches. If they maybe even can take home a win and turn it around. It's going to be interesting to see. And we'll only know once we actually get there. So we'll have to get through these last couple of matches. As Punij is just crouch walking with a Panzer right now. It's beautiful. I love to see it. Who doesn't love to see someone walking around with a Panzer? And this one isn't just any Panzer. It's the Punij Panzer. Oh, Lawson. Not aware of Punij. He jumps out. And if you vault in front of someone else, it never turns out well. So now Punij gonna be on a full sprint, looking for other people to try and take care of. Shinboy takes a lot of damage. The nade goes out, but not inside. And Zira throws a nade. The pre-fire. Shinboy still trying to go for the shots, and Zira still surviving. Oh no. Both of them have a gas can. Shinboy, we need you to survive. The rest of Empire, just sprint over here. It's one player. Come over here, take him down. Oh. No, I think they spotted him. Maybe. No, Michael goes down. Michael gets flushed. Oh, so unfortunate there for Michael. And Zera now going for the shots back towards Shinboy. XP coming around the side, gets the knock. Should be able to get the flush to follow it. Yes, he does. The other two members of Systematicos, they've made it into Boatyard now, and because of all this fighting, Mira has now heard the gunfire, and they're like, ooh, we know where that just happened, and we're gonna try and get involved. XP goes down to Fauna, Poonage goes down to Fauna. Now it's just Shinboy remaining. Meanwhile, Systematicos, they're gonna be making their way forward. They're like, I know that Empire's the team that was just killing us, so we're gonna try and catch up. And try and finish them off. Poonage gonna get flushed out by Learn. Now Mira gonna know that there's another team involved over here. Stuns going out off of the side of the doorway. One after another, but XP, he still gets a knock onto Quan, and it's, again, Shinboy. What can he do? Not a lot, as Fauna finds the shots and takes him down. Systematicos, they're gonna back off of that fight, knowing that Mira is there and up as a full 4-man. As soon as Quan gets back up onto his feet. Zeke team. They pull up. Selfish, he has a drop right down below him. Is he aware of it? No. No, he has no idea. There's a P90 in this. If Inzeke team are they not gonna... Are they blind, or are they just not going to go for these? I mean, this is a DBS. That one's... Ignore that one. The other one's a P90. Okay, Earn Zero is going to pick up the P90, 100%. Okay. Whoa. It's not going to be okay if they ignored both of those. Yin Yang, they lost too early. So now they just are trying to hold one of these compounds as a 2-man. El Kadzia, they're going to go up on Death Road. Try and hold that one down. Amigos, they are inside the farm area. 55, going to be sharing Snake with Luminosity. But it's quieted down again. Too early? It's never... too early for a P90, DJ. P90 is stupidly overpowered. If you have a P90, you can just send it to the middle of zone and hold the middle of zone down with a P90. I also just realized that 55 is definitely not at Snake. They are right next to Snake. And Snake is still completely open. Yep. Brennan making his way across the bridge. Cyril Finno. Gonna be one of the last teams to rotate in down to the south. As So, Kraz, Infinite, and Brennan. They call this spot home now. Infinite, he's gonna keep on going, try and get a little bit more. Because obviously the more you can control earlier on, the better. It does run out of ammo fast. The good thing about it is it kills fast enough that you should be able to kill another team and swap to a new gun. TJ, I'm gonna fight for that P90 every step of the way. I think it is insanely overpowered. Especially if you can hit your shots with it like these guys can. I think, again, my favorite is a Mark 14. But if I have to go with the ones that you should never skip on, it's gonna be... Vinny, is that a safe spot? Are you really gonna... He's gonna get healed up there, and he's gonna be able to retreat. Is a P90 and a Lynx. I don't think you ever don't grab the P90 in the links. As Rello takes down Karak. Okadzia getting ready to push forward even more onto 55. They had a 2-2 split. With one member already going down for this 2-2 split. It's going to be difficult for them. Psycho, he's over in the other building. They're actually going to be perfectly fine. As DIY knocks Rello. And Psycho dodges his way out of that nade. Oh, Psycho gets a knock onto DIY as well, and now the double blue zone. Gonna be doing some good damage. Is it enough onto Psycho? No. No, the tick just a little bit late. Cowboy, good shot onto Psycho, though. And now the rest of 55 thinking about coming over here. No, just Samcro is coming over to support. And it looks like Rello is back up on his feet. DIY, not yet. Samcro going to be prepping the nade, going to be throwing it forward. Doesn't connect with anything. Now Tiny's over here. Roth gets a couple of shots. Tiny makes it in on the backside. Cowboy, though, able to get the spray, get the knock onto Tiny, and it's Samcro and Psycho. Up against a 4-man. Cowboy able to just lay prone, and he can go anywhere he wants. Oh, that is not where you want that to go, as more smoke's coming out. Samcro, he finds 2! Onto Okadzia. And all of a sudden, this just got a whole lot more interesting. 12 IG gets the knock on Cowboy, and there's only 1 remaining for Okadzia. Pure RNG up on the hillside. Good shots from Psycho to take down Spectro. And Tiny, he's gonna get rezzed. And Zeke team, now they're pulling up onto Pure RNG. IQ and Spectro are knocked. And Zeke team took down IQ. Spectro had gotten taken down by Psycho. And Pure RNG. Oh, going for the res. Earn 0 spots the head. Takes down Valley 8. Not safe on the other side of that rock. And Roth, there is 2 knocked over there. If you could go and finish them off, I believe in you. Oh, nope. Took a little bit too long. Psycho got upstairs and takes down Roth as he vaults out of the window. And 55, they may have taken 5 knocks there, but they're going to get back up to a 3-man with only 1 player confirmed out. Fakesing getting a knock onto Arthur here. And 4-0. Be fighting up against Mira, and that's Flavin going down. And 4-0, the winners just a little while earlier. Not gonna be feeling quite as good about this now. LFP1 pops a tire on Gmo's UAZ, and oh no, it's spinning out. He's gonna be completely backwards. Oh, he's just gonna stop. He's gonna get out, and down he goes. Fauna nails the shots, and we have 1 remaining player for that team. Zello. Yeah, it's rough timing. I think if he had still gone while there was 2 knocked, if he had done that just earlier, I think it would have worked out great. But I think he was trying to wait for the smokes to dissipate a little bit. So, beep beep, I'm a sheep. Is that Wooloo right there? It's a sheep. Beep beep, I'm a sheep. Zello cruises in, and he finds a spot where he may just be able to hunker down for a little while. 2 first aid kits and a med kit to work with. No vest. Oh, handsy. Brennan. I feel like you could have waited for him to be completely still. Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough decision there. The timing on it's weird. It's like I need to try and get the knock on him, but at the same time, I want to make sure I get the knock on him. So, it's really weird to try and figure out the timing for that sometimes. Learn ends up getting a knock onto Fauna. I don't know where Systematicos are in this. Oh, it looks like they are further up to the north. Meanwhile, Rezav also taking shots towards Mira. And Team Liquid, they're gonna love that position alongside 55. I am just catching, like, everything right now. Holy. Let's go. Rezav down below, or Rezav above Mira. They are not below them. They are very much on the high ground. I have the high ground. I could have used that when I was casting the Megapint tourney. Obi-Wan, I have the high ground. Serafino, they're trying to make their way over, and Zello, he's gonna try and pick up a couple of extra points, but Hansi steals it away. And Zello, now he's gonna sneak up to this shack, try and get involved in this fight. Craze, the last one left for Serafino. Dream 1, they've been looking good so far today. 2v1 Zello. Coming down the hillside could be a real problem for Dream 1. Kraz gets the knock onto Flamescur. Now Hansi gonna be pulling up behind Kraz. Around the corner, he's getting the shots onto Zello, and he does find it. Zello goes down 4-0 out in 13th. And now Kraz getting shot in the back by Hansi. Oh my god, DJ, I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. Oh, Mira gets taken down by Luke 12. Alo gets Quan. LFP1, the last one left. He takes down Purdy. And it looks like he was going to try and go for the insta-flush, but sparking there for the trade. Systematicos down towards the rock before Hansi got there. And they take him down. Conf gets a headshot onto Ribeiro. Learn suffering one more bullet and he goes down, but no, he's alive for now. Griffith, maybe he can get a long-range nade. But they don't have a nade. Or I didn't see a nade in their inventory, which is very unfortunate. Ribeiro does get flushed out. Learn in a difficult spot. Serafino, 2-man. They do make it in on the edge of zone. 3 kills so far in this one, and they're going to need any placement points they can get to go alongside that. This zone is going to be treacherous for them, and Team Liquid going to absolutely love that zone. Griffith, he's making his way down to Systematicos, but it's Yin Yang doing damage to Griffith. He's trying to tap out of the way, and he actually gets the kill onto Learn before going down to Trisk. What a kill there from Griffith to take down Learn. Take one to the grave before he falls. The Amigos, they are clearing towards the northern side of this zone, trying to wrap from east to west. And Vinny, he's up here for Nzeke team all alone. Smirzera gets a knock onto Fisher and Razab. They have a mortar that they are shooting towards Nzeke team. As Fairy Tale goes down to Team Liquid. That does some damage to Smirzera. The follow-up. A little bit too far to the right. You want to go left and a little bit further. That one hits the tree. They ended up going closer and a little bit farther to the right. That first one was good. And the final one goes to the same spot. But unfortunately, you probably would have needed to put 2 there for it to really fall through. Great try. He did some damage with it, and that is always impressive. Sam Crow trying to leave his position. Yakuz getting some shots in the back. Bizzler and Psycho combined to get the knock. Psycho, the one credited with it. Now 55 crashing onto Akim. As Sam Crow goes down to Snakers. Akim, he's trying to find the angle. He spots out Psycho. The shots, they go through for a second. Nothing more to follow. Amigos from the hillside now getting some shots. And Tiny goes down. Akim gonna want the flush. One more bullet. There it is. 8 teams remain. At least 2 solos on this eastern side of the zone. Akim and Psycho. Psycho outside of the blue zone. The shot's coming through. Not able to finish it. And the blue zone does finish off Psycho. Akim gonna be good to go. So now we have 7 teams remaining. We have... I saw at least 2 solos on the map there. Amigos and Nzeke team. They're going to be controlling the northern side of the zone, fighting for the northern side of the zone as Lopez goes down to Andrew. Akim and Craze. The 2 solos that we can see on our screen right now. Luminosity down to the south. Razav over to the west. And Team Liquid, they're chilling right in the middle. Those are the 6 teams we have remaining. Akim, he's going to have to try and sneak his way forward, but that's going to be very difficult to do with all these teams knowing that he was in that wizard tower a little while ago. Akim, he made it down into the dip. The problem being he's going to have to probably fight Luminosity for it. Because Luminosity are going to need something to play. Oh, Akim spotted out. The shots come through immediately. Snakers connects with pretty much every single one, and down they go. I thought we had 6 teams left a minute ago, and we're still at 6. Do we have 7? I don't know. Vinny, he gets a knock onto DNL. 12 IG still out in the blue zone. Lopez wasn't, but Craze gets the knock onto him. Now he's getting shot in the back. The flush gonna come through, and Craze gonna pick up at least another point. And 12 IG goes down to the blue zone, so more points going the way of Serafino. Good shots onto Martin. So Andrew gonna have to try and hold Vinny, and Selfish knocked. Smirzera and Andrew, the 2 remaining. Razav pushing over onto this. The shot's going through. Andrew finds it over the top of the smoke. Laucha now found. 2 down for Razav and Bale. The last one left. Smirzera and Andrew. You said that this P90 wasn't going to be worth it earlier, DJ. How do you feel now? As Bale, he's trying to make his way over. He throws a couple of Molotovs. Trying to find the players, and there he goes, but Andrew finds the shots onto Bale. And down goes Razav. 4 teams remain in Nzeke team. Team Liquid, Luminosity, and Serafino, who go down to the blue zone, and now there is 3. Selfish, he's still alive, and he might actually get rezzed. Gonna get picked up, carried into the zone. dropped onto the ground. Voxic went for a wide flank. As Team Liquid, the zone just keeps on going to them. They've had at least 2 teams crash onto them, so they've had plenty of kills. 7 so far in this match, and they are poised to be able to take the win. Surrounded by Luminosity and Nzeke team. Both teams are currently occupadoed by each other. Sparking does take a headshot there, and Purdy, he gets a knock onto Vinny to open things up. But Nzeke team up on the hillside, they have 16 seconds until the zone moves, so they should be able to get the res, a first aid off, and try and make their way through the zone. Snaker's picking up a pistol, absolutely needed in the end game. If you don't have a pistol in the end game, what are you doing? Smirzera, he's trying to make his way over towards Voxic. The 15x shots coming out from the MK is a headshot onto Voxic, but nothing more in Nzeke team. What are they going to be able to do? They have just a little bit of a ridgeline to still play. Vinny and Andrew going to be making their way there now. Smirzera already there before. Luminosity is spread out along the eastern side and southern side of the zone. Nzeke team on the very small ridge that they have towards the west. And then you have Team Liquid still with a compound that just is sucking the zone towards it. "30 seconds until the next zone shift, and I imagine we're probably not going to see too much fighting before that. Vinny, he doesn't have a level 2 vest to work with. His helmet is almost gone. So I don't know what the rest of the Nzeke team looks like, but the situation might be pretty rough. Andrew, he has a 3 helmet and a pretty good 2 vest, so he's not worried about too much. The next zone pulls, and it's going to end on Team Liquid. If Team Liquid doesn't win this match, I would be absolutely amazed. Looks like Nzeke team, they're going to push straight towards Luminosity. Smirzera ready with the P90. Nades, blue zones go forward towards where the vehicle was, but members of Luminosity have long abandoned that spot. But Nzeke team not taking any chances. They are clearing this out one step at a time. Andrew flashed by his teammate just a little bit there. And what would... I don't know what kind of shenanigans that was, but that was interesting. And Luminosity, they're going to be further forward. Vinny has spotted them out. The shot's going through. Vinny finds one. Now he's going to make his way forward. He is going to make his way forward. Luminosity, they've lost one. The fight is going to be down here, and Liquid, they can push out of the compound here in a second if they're able to. There's more blue zones, more nades, Molotovs going forward. Voxic taking down low. He's going to hit the first aid kit, go for a spray, and a nade of his own. And Vinny and Nzeke team, they're just picking up all the util from the dead bodies, and that is a good nade from Voxic. He finds a second. But Snakers, he does go down, and Gats. No, Gats isn't here. Trevor's playing for Gats right now. What am I saying? Voxic going for more shots onto Andrew, and Team Liquid just coming over the top. Gonna be using their util, their nades here in a second. Voxic, he's found 2. Snakers stolen away by Luke 12. Voxic gonna go down. And Bizzler, he does find Purdy, but the shots come through. And it's Luminosity falling to Team Liquid. As Team Liquid win another match. 10 kills. If they win a match, they're getting like 10 plus kills. It's absolutely insane. I don't know what's gotten into them. Erangel has been their match so far. Are they going to be able to take all 4 Erangels? If they win the next Erangel, they will have won every single Erangel of the week. But we're going to go to a quick break, only a minute and a half ads, of course, because we don't want to shove ads down your throat now that it's come to the last match. Just enough to make sure pre-rolls run to the end. And we will be right back for the final match of the day. I am both excited and saddened by this, as it is the last match of this week. It's been so much fun to cast it. It's always so much fun to be here and cast it for you guys. But every series week does come to an end. And this is the last match for us here. It's definitely going to be very close at the end, as in 13th place, 47 points, and still in relegation is pure RNG, as Cyril Finno has taken that spot away from them in 12th place, also tied with 47 points. Meanwhile, up at the top of the leaderboard, would you believe it? The top 5 don't change. I don't think it's... I think it's going to stay the same. I don't think our top 5 changes. Maybe 5th place. 5th place could change. But I don't think our top 4 changes. Liquid in 1st place, 134 points. In Zeke team, 2nd place, 100 points. 3rd place, 55 esports with 82 points. That's pretty cut and dry. But we have such a stiff competition for who's going to get relegated and who's not. Pure RNG at 47 points. And all the way up into 8th place is 9 points of difference. So any team up into 8th place could get relegated if they don't have a good match here. And do you know who's in 8th place right now? It's El Kadzia. So they still need to have a good match, even though they finally turned the ship around and started playing better. They are still at a point where they could technically get knocked out if all the teams below them have decent matches. And that's crazy to me. Dream 1 in 9th place with 54 points. Systematicos in 10th with 50. 4-0 in 11th with 49. And then we have Rezav, Yin Yang, and Fairy Tail at the bottom of our leaderboards with 42, 36, and 33 points. So a good match from Fairy Tail, a really good match from Fairy Tail would have to come out. A good match from Yin Yang. And just an okay match, really, from Rezav if Cyril, Finno, or Pure RNG don't have a good match. And all of those teams could make their way out of relegation. And Fairy Tail, they're going to start their day by try and finish their day by taking down in Zeke team at North George. They've already taken 1 knock, and they need to make sure to get him back up on his feet, because they need every man in this fight. They are going to be able to get the res onto Ackerman. And other than that, it's kind of slow right now besides this fight. Vinny following the footsteps, trying to figure out where people are going to peek him from. Ackerman. He gets knocked for a second time now. Akim goes across the top. Vinny trying to reposition, find a different angle. Oh. Akim, I think you gotta use a smoke here. You gotta get Ackerman back on his feet. You gotta do it sooner rather than later. Earned 0. He hits a headshot onto Conf. So in Zeke team, they are just rolling right now as Ackerman. He's onto his 3rd knock now. Akim, Griffith, the 2 remaining standing for Fairy Tail. As, Andrew finds Akim's feet. I thought that was Ackerman that he was going to flush, but no. It is actually Akim, and now Griffith, the last one left, and it is not looking good for Fairy Tail. They hear the footsteps, they go for the shots, and Vinny finds him, and down goes Fairy Tail, 16th place, 0 points. We will have to see how they do in Division to next week. They go down, they are out. There will be, fortunately, no more love for them from us in this cast today. Shinboy, you know you're not supposed to tip your vehicle like that, right? There we go. Empire gets it back up and going. Rello has Poonage down below him. Only takes a bullet, one little tink there. But Alkadzia, they're gonna know exactly where Empire is. With Rello's information. And Systematicos, they're just gonna pull up just to the south of Ruins. Team Liquid, they're just chilling around, trying to cause some problems. Fakeson spotted out, shots go through. Bullet does connect. Oh, Alo takes a headshot there from Fakeson, though. Fakeson winning that trade. Team Liquid, they're nice and spread out. They're going to have plenty of info, plenty of knowledge of where everyone is. Ability to kind of go wherever they need. They have the center pretty well locked down. Mira also have a pretty good lockdown on a central position. Amigos, they were thinking about going forward, but they're going to retreat back to the gas station for right now. Wait for the next zone to pop. Yaz with Luminosity just now leaving Rello up in the glider, still feeding info over about Empire to his teammates. Ugh. Just curious, who's online right now? Jarvie, J-Dog, Shane, Pippa, Cross, Masai. Maybe we go Matthias. That could be fun. Might go raid Matthias after this match. It's been a little while since I've done a raid onto him. It's been a little while since I've stopped by and said hi, so we'll have some fun making a nice introduction of ourselves, popping in there, saying hello. It's Infinite Void honking as he passes all of his teammates in the race to zone. 56 seconds until we see the zone pop. We see where it might end up going. We have only one team down and every other player is still alive. Cyril Finno. Might not be a bad idea for them to play late, right on the edge. A few placement points could mean them getting through to the next round, or to the next week. But it's gonna be close. This is going to be down to the last minute with what teams make it through, what teams don't. Because it's going to be hard to follow like 6 or 7 different teams in the kill feed and figure out all their points as we're watching. So it's going to come down to who can hold on for the longest. Wow, I really am just like catching everything. Can I catch the Bramblin too? The tumbleweed Pokemon. Bramblin. Empire, they are rotating right in between Alkadzia, Cowboy. Stopping up for a second, goes for some shots onto Shinboy. Hits a double headshot! How did he track that? To take one down on Empire. I know we've been talking about how Empire really needs to try and keep all four up into the late game. But I don't know if Shinboy really could have done anything about that. That tracking was insane to get the knock on him. So I don't really know if that one lies at fault for Empire as much as that was just an insane shot. As Michael, he gets a knock onto Fisher. Martin gets the knock onto Michael. But XP, he's there to capitalize and get a knock onto the retreating player for Rezav. It looks like Shinboy may have left the match after that, and honestly, I don't blame him. That was crazy. Ooh, it looks like Luminosity and Alcadzia, they got intertwined a little bit. Alcadzia got 1 point already. They have a knock onto Snakers. Voxic trying to stop by. Probably just going to pick him up in the vehicle and drive away. Indeed, that is what's going to happen. But Alcadzia, they're not going to let it happen for free. DIY from the side. Going to get some shots onto him. Going to get some shots towards Bizzler now. But Trevor, he's in a position to try and capitalize off of this, but the shots don't come through, and DIY ends up getting the knock onto Trevor in a spot where he was not going to be able to get saved. Rez going on to Snakers. It does come through just for Cowboy to get a re-knock onto him. And Voxic may just have to get out of there. I don't think he's really going to be able to get Snakers back up onto his feet. No, he does try it again. Knocked Rez. Michael, he's down now to Mira. Do Kunij and XP have anything to say about it this time? No, Mira are getting shot in the back. They're trying to make their way forward again. Hana does get his confirm onto Michael. Empire down to a 2-man as Quan. 15x on the Mini. I really like that skin on it, though. Oh, that is beautiful. Kunij is in the middle of the field. Why? What a headshot from Luke 12 onto LFP1. Absolutely beautiful there. Get a little bit of a zoom in on that shot. As 55 gonna be rotating past Yin Yang. Kane gonna go for shots on Sam Crow. He's just one away from going down. As Tiny finds a knock onto Joppa. Then goes down to Penta and 55. They only have one left, and it's Psycho. And right into the vehicle they go, and they just got completely stoned as Psycho picks up 2 more. They tried to run into the side of the vehicle, push it forward, and they got stonewalled by it. And it just shut them down, didn't allow anything more to happen. Now we're gonna see Amigos going towards the head of the llama. I call it more of a cat. I think it's more of a cat than a llama. Zeke team gonna be rotating right by 4-0. Looks like 4-0 gonna start spreading out on this compound, trying to take a little bit more space, and they're gonna be fighting up against the Zeke team shortly. Andrew making his way forward, trying to control space for Zeke team. And that's going to be a straight-up 4v4 for that compound 55. Still not in a great spot. They are still alive. Oh my god, look up towards the north. You have so many teams there near the chopsticks. That looks crazy, but Andrew, he's still aware of 4-0. He wants to try and kind of fight them a little bit. But yeah, you have Serafino, Elkadzia, Systematicos, Dream 1, and Raised Dav as XP. He finds one, but Voxic turns and takes him down. Punage, we saw earlier, just out in the middle of the field. Don't know exactly what happened to him. Trevor's been taken down for Luminosity. We saw that happen earlier. Snaker's knocked. Gonna have to get res as Bizzler blocks with the vehicle. 4-0. Really gonna have to try and take the fight to in Zeke team because the zone is gonna push them away from this position. Razav, they're a 2-man, they're in on the very, very edge. His Luminosity get wiped by Team Liquid. My goodness, a different version coming out of the vehicles, crashing onto another team in the open. Japa taking some nades, but he is still alive. IQ goes down. Spectro takes a headshot, takes another shot. Psycho, he is finding even more. What some may look at as a desperate situation. Vapeskar takes down Punage. Oh no, Japa. That's not what you want to see. Throws the nade on himself. Gets it back up and going. As Penta is right there. He has crashed onto this. The nade being prepped, nade being thrown. That nade, much better. That Molotov is going to land onto Japa as well. The nade from Japa did enough, but now he's putting himself in another bad situation. With the Molotov not going cleanly through the window, he forced himself out. And down he goes. Elkadzia, they're pulling up on the side of the hill. Serafino, they have one knock. They're trying to get him back up onto his feet. Pure RNG. They're putting in some good work so far in this match. And if Serafino ends up going down, is Elkadzia going to put some pressure on them from behind. But it's just Valiate left. Oh, I say they're doing good. They only got one kill. So they're at the same spot as Serafino right now. They need just a little bit more. Shots coming out from Quan over towards Roth, and Infinite Void finds the angle. Roth gonna go down. Elkadzia, 3 remaining. They're in on the very, very edge. As LFP1 finds the knock onto DIY. Razav, they're making their way through the absolute mayhem that is Systematico's Team Liquid up on the hillside. They're doing even more damage. They're finding more kills. Mira, they're finding kills. Onto Elkadzia. Cowboy going forward. Down he goes. 4-0. Takes down in Zeke team. So we're starting to see teams fall. 10 teams remain. Serafino. 2 left up. And the Panzer forward, it blows up, doesn't find the 2-man. Brennan goes down to fakes in. Now we just see Team Liquid still up on the hillside. They've been raining down a lot of shots onto a lot of different teams. Systematico's in a really good spot. Well, I shouldn't say really good spot. They're just on the edge of the hillside. They haven't been getting shot at too much, but they've been doing plenty of shooting. Sparking gets a knock on to Anzera. The nades coming out now. Follow it up. Nothing really connecting, though, for damage. That's the first damage that's really gone out onto Anzera, and it's from Quan to steal the kill away. Ribeiro in a tough spot. Still outside the blue zone. Dream 1 eliminated in 9th place. Ribeiro goes down. Serafino, they're still up and alive, but they're going to be fighting shortly. Brennan goes down to Luke 12. 1 remains. It's going to be who survives longer right now, Brennan or Valier. Brennan spotted out. Down he goes. And I don't know how many kills Serafino got. That could be the difference maker. And if they make it or not, as Luke 12 gets the finish on to learn. Systematicos go down. Team Liquid still up as a 4-man. Now they're coming over towards Arthur. And the nade is perfect from Alo. They get the knock. They get the flush. And they can just kind of continue to surge around this side. They might be able to find Gmo and take down another team. Valley 8 still alive. 6 teams remain. 4-0. Pure RNG. Amigos 55. Mira and Team Liquid, as there goes Valley 8 out in 6th place. Do they make it? Do they not? We're gonna have to see on the final leaderboard. I really do feel like it comes down to whether or not Serafino ended up finding any extra kills at the end. As the Lynx goes through, Psycho gets knocked. Rack. The vehicle surely gonna blow up after a few shots from the Lynx. And there it goes. Crack going for the spray towards Mira. As Mira, they're just making their way over, trying to finish off Crack and Tiny. They weren't able to find anything right away, so Mira does back off for a second. New smoke goes down from Tiny to give some covering fire. Now the 3x spray from the AUG does good work. LFP1 with good covering fire, though. 12 IG gets the flush and the knock onto Crack. Another nade comes forward, goes towards Tiny, and it looks like he's going to smoke to the right, but fakes in, finds the shots. And down goes 55. 4 teams remain. Mira, Team Liquid, Amigos, and 4-0. The Lynx, couple more shots go out from 12 IG, and away it goes. Gmo in the middle of the Amigos. Stun goes forward. 12 IG ends up stunning himself. Gmo takes a step across, finds one. He does end up getting it taken down, and now Team Liquid from the other side and Mira both pushing over to try and take care of these teams, and now it's just going to be a straight up 4v4. Team Liquid up against Mira. Team Liquid trying to take the win in every single Erangel of week number 3. Meanwhile, Mira trying to prevent that from happening and trying to take 5th place for themselves. New 3 helmet really quick. What a shot from Sparking. More headshots coming through from both sides. Sparking retreats around LFP1. A madman still trying to go for those peaks, and it would have been between him and Sparking who hit the shot first. LFP1, he takes more damage, takes another headshot, so he may have grabbed a new helmet off of the crate, but surely it's almost falling away, falling apart now. Team Liquid, they gotta make their way into zone. Just barely not on the edge. Fakeson and Luke 12 gonna be on the southern side of the zone. Quan gonna be going for some shots. Nade down towards Fakeson. It bounces off the side of the vehicle. And Fakeson gonna be surviving for a little while longer. Blue zone's now going. Those blue zones are gonna be good. The nade coming out. Fakeson gonna have to try and get out of there. 45 damage from the nade. The follow-up from Alo, and that's a knock on the side of Mira. Team Liquid with the advantage. Sparking, he's the one that was trying to hold down this side of the zone. And with one player getting knocked on Mira, they're deciding that they just want to try and make their way forward. They try and go through the smoke, maybe run someone over. Liquid, they do combine back together to try and consolidate their forces, making sure they're taking these fights as two men. Not trying to take any 1v1s here. As it's just counter-rotate over counter-rotate. Quan, he takes down one, he takes down a second! And now it's down to Alo, and no, it's down to Sparking and Purdy. The nade coming up and over, and it doesn't find the damage that he needs. Quan making his way forward. He doesn't have a ton of bullets for this MG3. Purdy with some really good stuns. Quan not seeing what's happening. Fauna goes down to Sparking. And the res coming out from Purdy. The MG3, it's right there on the edge. Quan finds one. Quan finds another. Sparking, the last one remaining. LFP1 almost taken down. Quan taken down low. Sparking V2. The shots coming out. LFP1 hit some good shots. Sparking, he can see him just over the top of the smoke. Doesn't have any smokes to work with. It's going to be a 1v2. The longer this drags on, the harder it's going to be for Sparking. He needs to find a couple of headshots, and he needs to find them now. And that's a good one to start. Gonna give him a little bit of time to rotate if he wants. LFP1 still peeking there. Quan, he's gone, taking the center of the zone. As LFP1 gets the first aid off. Sparking, he takes a headshot, and now he doesn't have a helmet. One more bullet to his head, and he goes down. He knows where Quan is now. Goes for the smoke to try and take the angle away from Mira. And it looks like Sparking just wants to try and take the fight up against LFP1. The shots come through, they don't connect, and now he's going to have to make his way forward. That's his last smoke. So now it's just the blue zone, the smokes, and whatever he can do. Quan doing some good damage towards Sparking. As Sparking makes his way forward, he's trying to go for the shots onto LFP1, but he finally goes down, and Mira denies the 4 wins on Erangel for Team Liquid. And they win it with 14 kills. Team Liquid, 14 of their own. We're going to check and see what the leaderboard is like real quick. And then we're going to hop right on over to rating the oh-so-wonderful Simply Matthias. We're going to make sure to get rid of my cam so you guys can see everything that's happening. And then we're going to click Raid Channel. We're going to do following. And, oh, is Matthias? No, there he is. There he is. There is our updated leaderboard. Mira, they actually jump up into 4th place off of that. Incredible there from them. Team Liquid, they win it, 154 points. The 4 teams that we are not going to see is Serral Finno, Rezav, Yin Yang, and Fairy Tail. So pure RNG, that placement point did matter. It got them up and above. So Serafino, Rezav, Yin Yang, and Fairy Tale, the 4 teams that are going to drop down into Division 2. And in a second, we'll see the updated leaderboard for Division 2, and we'll get to see the 4 teams that are going to be joining us in week number 4. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my god, we're going to raid Matthias right in the middle of a Counter-Strike match? Yes. Doesn't quite look like a solo versus squad grind, but that's okay. Okay, so the 4 teams joining us: Toyo, Animaniacs, Dead End, Potentially Dangerous. All teams we've seen up here before. Dots, I heard halfway through today's matches that they were really playing as a 3-man, so that's why they're going to end up dropping down. Unfortunate there for them, but we're going to start our raid over to Simply Matthias. Give him lots of love. He is amazing. And I will see you guys next week for some even more fun casting action. Hopefully, we'll have a co-caster next week. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.